anytime, from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
And here they are, all of the people that...
Okay.
Like Larry Michael, they like to fire guns.
Okay.
I don't know how many of them wanted to be FBI agents.
Or a lawyer.
No, they have nothing to do with Larry Michael.
True story. He was a Nazi with one true enemy. Himself. A man of faith. A man of hate. And a soul torn apart. Viewer discretion advised.
That's a pretty song.
And good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. It's a wonderful night for Oscar. Oscar. Who will win? Oh, the sympathy. Thank you, Mike. The number one radio host in Haiti, Don Geronimo and Michael. Yeah. We rock Haiti. I got news for you. It's the Port-au-Prince Afternoon Zoo. What's happening, you crazy rebels?
Yeah.
Where's the president?
He's gone, man. He is later. You be the first to call the Don and Mike show at Rocket Haiti Radio with President, what's the dude's name?
Jean-Bertrand Aristide.
Yeah, you get him to call.
And we'll give you tickets to see Britney Spears in concert.
Wow. Right here in Haiti. Don and Mike show. Hi, everybody. New episode on this Tuesday. 030204.
Hi, Don and Mike. Buzz Burbank here.
See, the numbers are better than the day, right, Buzz?
Yes, they are.
That gets better than 030204, better than March 2nd, 04.
Yeah.
2004.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Larry likes to fire guns.
I like to fire guns. I was thinking of a career in the FBI. Fire law.
We like doing a radio show.
I've been around here for a long time, okay?
Want to start today. So many places to go. First, I guess, main on the list is
breaking news?
I want to say a friend of the show.
Yeah, right.
A friend of the show.
Breaking news.
Has passed. That's right. You knew her as the lovable, boneheaded owner of the Cincinnati Reds.
Yes, the lovable bigot.
So you say, Mike. Marge Schott.
Yes. Is bigot or lovable?
Taking the dirt nap, and we take this moment to spotlight perhaps the greatest Marge Schott boner of all time.
Yeah, Marge Schott, speaking about the head of Nazi Germany, Adolf Hitler.
Marge.
Everything you read, when he came in, he was good. They built tremendous highways. He turned, got all the factories going, everything. He was good at the beginning, but then he went nuts. He went berserk, I guess, and I think even his own generals tried to kill him, didn't they? Everybody in history knows that he was good at the beginning, but he just went too far.
There you go.
Yes, he was good at the beginning, but went too far.
Everybody knows that.
Breaking news. What will America do without that great mind around?
We'll only have her in our dreams now and our memories. Marge Schott, adieu, adieu.
Yeah.
Adieu. See you in hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I do mean that literally. I don't mean that like when someone says that as a threat. I mean that like,
yes.
Hey, Marge.
Yeah, hi.
I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Fanfare time. Yes. I think you're going to like the direction I've chosen today.
Okay.
And it's not a male enhancement product. But once again, I want to show the zero tolerance that Infinity Broadcasting is bringing to the table. Remember, nothing of sexual or excretory content.
Right.
That's the rule that they've laid down to us. And it's time for the advertiser of the day, Spotlight. And in this case, it's synergistic, okay, because it's UPN.
Oh, really?
And UPN is owned by Viacom.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, here's now the Don and Mike advertiser of the day. It's the Ryan Seacrest Show.
Excellent.
Just listen to what Ryan has to say.
Okay, this is On Air with Ryan Seacrest. Take one.
On my new TV show, there are things I don't do and things I do. Weight loss? Don't do. Celebrity interviews? Do. Monologues? Don't do. Live, unscripted, unpredictable? Do. Break new bands? Big. Do. The latest entertainment headlines? Huge? Do.
Ryan, let's try that again.
What? Did I overdo the do?
Yeah. On Air with Ryan Seacrest.
Okay, so let me just get it straight. That's okay.
Sure.
That's okay because you're buying a commercial to say it. But if me and Mike said it, if Mike and I said it, excuse me,
right?
I'm trying to fix my grammar. If Mike and I said it,
right,
you would delete it out.
Yeah, if we said it that many times.
Yeah, repetitive. Like
the whole
that.
repetitive thing.
But it's okay if it's in a commercial.
Sure.
It's okay. That's why we love saluting. Salute. Infinity Broadcasting, zero tolerance. Listen, FCC, they mean it here at Infinity.
You think he was holding hands with Billy Bush, Ryan Seacrest, when they both kissed the Blarney Stone?
I think they were doing more than that. I think they were getting quite intimate.
Sure.
Now, if I can keep it all in-house here just for a second, although I do have something from my personal life I'd like to tell you about, the wonderful time I had with the inversion bed.
Oh, I want to hear about that.
And I know that Mike has a story about an alien invasion. Wow. So we have personal stuff to talk about.
Oh, Rob.
But first, I think you should know, this is a segment. We don't have music for this segment. This is a brand new segment.
Is this another Spotlight segment?
Yeah, but it's more. Hey, Rob, I need some generic music like that 1950s music because what did I write down here? Oh, always a surprise. Your coworkers, always a surprise.
Oh, wow.
Always a surprise with your coworkers.
Fascinating.
And this is something that was said early this morning to me, and I find it rather interesting.
Okay.
Okay, let me give you a little background here.
Background.
That we got a radio show that we do, and, it's the Don and Mike show. It's me and it's Mike. Mm-hmm. But it's also Buzz with the news, and it's Rob doing, what Rob does.
I'll let you know.
Rob said he'll let us know.
He'll get back to us. Well, he goes to a lot of meetings, right, for a lot of different reasons, and he reports on those meetings on the show, and he's just, he's fun to have around.
And he can be heard weekends here on WJFK in Washington on a little festive program we call The Wedding Show.
Then we've also got Joe Ardinger, and his job is pretty clear. Don't get busted.
That's number one.
Try to show up on time.
And that don't get busted, incidentally, is for at work and outside of work. Yeah.
And, answer the telephones. Which brings us to my man, Charles Broyhill.
Charlie Broyhill.
Charlie Broyhill.
Now, Charlie has been with me technically longer than any of you guys, and I love him. I love all you guys. Going through Charlie, although maybe Buzz now you've caught up and passed him because I worked with you years before, but everybody in this room, I've had a long-term relationship going on 20 years with all of you.
Yeah.
I love you all. I just want to say that up front.
That's nice.
However, I have to point out, even coming from that place, that today when I'm having a discussion with the producer of the show, I think I've outlined what everybody on this show does. I like thinking, well, I am. I'm where all this stuff starts, okay? I get an idea for something, we roll with it. But I'm open to input from everybody on this show. Mike is great with voices and with Mike's basic humor. Yeah, right. Don't look at me like a dog. I'm being honest. You're giving me that look like a dog when a dog cocks his head.
When you say that, it just makes me laugh.
Buzz has his wacky insight on the news.
Right.
Rob has the views, which are shared by
by a certain segment of people that go to camp in paramilitary outfits.
Mike, hold on, don't say that because I share some of those views.
No, you don't.
Rob helps. Well, some of the less radical views I do support.
Don't go there, girlfriend.
Some of the less radical views I do support. Joe is he's Joe Munchies. That's him.
Sweet and lovable.
Charlie's job is the producer, and in theory, he should. His first job priority is to man the dump button. Well, gosh.
Yeah.
All right. So we had that problem.
Right.
Beyond that, Charlie's job is to book guests for the show. And about a week ago, I had a conversation with Charlie, longtime employee, and I said, you got to refocus, especially now Infinity's got these standards.
Sure, we've all been living under the bright glare of the Infinity Indecency spotlight.
That you're the producer of the show, so here's what I want. I want some of these schmucks that get on these other shows because me and Mike, without being dirty, we can still have fun and make fun of people without being dirty. There's no problem there. So I was chatting with him about this ongoing process today, which leads us to always a surprise when you get to know your employees. Wow. So Charles and I are talking today, And I mentioned to him, I was throwing out stuff. I said, we didn't have anything for the Oscars. We didn't have like anybody that was even remotely related to the Oscars. And,
right.
You got to give us like a throwaway thing like that where we can talk to some loser like Leonard Maltin or somebody. But
sure.
We're going to treat them like dirt, but we want to know about the Oscars, and it's fun to have those people on. And those people are readily available to be on lots of shows. You just got to call and bug them. That's how I understand how you book guests on shows.
Okay.
So then I said to him, and Charlie, use your own best instincts. When you're going through the paper, you see a story that interests you, well, think, and I'm giving him the standard how to be a producer. And I said, for instance, what newspapers do you read? And he said, none. Now, he wasn't kidding.
He was being serious?
The answer is none. He is the producer of a radio show, and like I said, up front, I take most responsibility for what goes on the show. I'm the leader, but it's a show about pulp culture. It's a show about current events.
Sure,
you at least got to read USA Today, which is for sixth graders. It's a newspaper for sixth graders,
right?
And I thought about how I could talk about this on the show. That I could either fire Charlie. I'm not going to fire Charlie. He's a good guy. He deserves a chance
to read the newspaper.
To learn how to read a newspaper. And
is this something recent, or is this forever, or is it? He's never.
I had a chat with him before the show,
right?
And told him I was going to discuss this. And I said, exactly why is it? You're the producer of a radio show. Why don't you read the newspaper? This like blindsided me today. He said, well, because Rob reads the newspaper. And you and Rob talk about the paper. And I said to him, well, regardless of the fact that Rob and I read the newspaper, I said, so does Buzz. So does Mike. I said, even if I'm not having a meeting with you about what's in the newspaper, my good man, you should read the newspaper.
Sure.
So you know what's going on.
Don, and everybody should read the newspaper.
And there's a happy bit of news here, Mike. Charlie has made a promise to all of us, and the good news is we're going to be able to monitor his progress here on the show with unexpected random testing.
We're going to be testing Charlie on the news issues of the day.
News, current events, anything that's in the paper. And I'm not going to be a real hard ass on this. Because I scan the front page. Right. I scan the business section. I never read the newspaper front to back.
That's the highlight.
But you got to read the part like about television and movie and disc jockeys getting fired. And,
sure.
And you gotta scan the Dear Abby and the hints from Heloise but listen, you do.
Yeah.
That's where you find the best stuff on the radio.
Hey, it's fun too.
So
it is fun sometimes.
Charlie Broyhill, our producer, has promised that he will start reading the newspapers, and I'm here to tell you...
Is he coming in to talk about this at all, or...?
It's up to him. But when I saw him...
Charlie, I just want to see it.
When I saw him in the office today, he in fact had... I was so proud. He's only been our producer for how many years? 5, 6 years? Anyway, he finally had a USA Today on his desk.
Oh, come on in, Charlie. It's wonderful.
Well, I gave him the option. I said we were going to talk about it.
Charlie, don't pull a Larry Michael on us. I suppose it's a smart move on his part.
Right.
Not coming in.
Anyway.
It would be fun.
Charlie has promised he'll start to read the paper. Because I think it would probably just disintegrate to the point, the discussion I told you that we already had.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of blown away, and I think, well, now why wouldn't I share this with you guys? This is funny. This is funny on...
So from now on, how many papers?
Well, I got to think at least 2.
Mm-hmm.
I got to think at least. Well, hold on. Now, he's the producer of a radio show. I also went into his office and brought him Entertainment Weekly. Said, don't know if you're familiar with this, and I didn't quiz him about that. I said, but that would be good.
Entertainment Weekly even has a little column, a little strip on one of the pages that has the hot items of today, of the week.
Yes, I might.
Jim Mullins or Jim McMullen's hot sheet.
Yes,
hot
sheet.
Sometimes
there's all that crap. There's Us magazine. There's Us. There's People. There's
Maxim.
There's all that. Well, now, Mike, some of that will be off limits for the new show.
Oh, you're right about that.
With the new restrictions. Although this would be
most of it. Now that I'm thinking of it, I was
As long as you mention that, it'd be a good time. Just can we hear a little more of that Ryan Seacrest commercial? Sure. As long as as long as we're spotlighting the fact that there would be stories in Maxim.
Yes.
That we could talk about.
Yeah, only a few though. Now that I think of it.
Right.
Okay, this is On Air with Ryan Seacrest. Take one.
On my new TV show, there are things I don't do and things I do. Weight loss? Don't do. Celebrity interviews? Do. Monologues? Don't do. Live, unscripted, unpredictable? Do.
Wow.
New bands? Big. Do. The latest entertainment headlines?
Wow.
Huge. Do.
Ryan, let's try that again.
So the way I understand the rule, as long as you pretend to be Ryan Seacrest,
who is really just a man playing a role.
you could
He's a
say
fictitious character.
You could say what he said, and they wouldn't delete it out. I'm guessing they didn't. I'm guessing they didn't delete out that commercial.
I'm guessing not.
That they played the commercial.
They played it.
Of course they played it.
Yes, of course.
Of course they did.
It's innocent.
Of course they played it.
It's innocent, but it's something we couldn't do.
It's innocent, just like we would have done it before.
Right, exactly.
But that's not the point.
Not particularly funny, I would say.
The point is that our producer doesn't read the newspaper,
but now he does.
And and Mike, reading is fundamental.
He's
embraced it.
This is just a question because I sat with Charlie, but I don't. I'm aware he sends letters and emails out stuff. So you just double checked with him. He can, right?
What, read?
Yes.
Now, unless he's pulling a Dexter on us
and kind of faking it.
To the best of my knowledge, I have been in his office and I have seen him read stuff on the web.
Now that I think about it,
and I have received electronic mail from him.
I have too. But I noticed that when we travel, he's got those headphones on, and a lot of his sources for, I guess, entertainment are electronic. He can read, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can read.
Well, he can write. Well, there you go. Unless somebody's writing those emails that he sends, of course he can read.
Or you could get that program. There is a program that
the computer talks to you.
Yeah, where you just say to the computer, dear Frida, good news and bad news. I still love you, but Jennifer Aniston has just shown up on the front door. I know you'll get all the money. I'll always love you. Your husband. And then what the computer would do, the computer would then, it's like without typing. It's hands-free email. I know there is such a thing.
Yes, there is.
Where you just talk into a program. He could do that.
Right.
He could do that without actually having to touch the keys.
And there are always books on tape.
Indicating that he could read or write. But I think all indications point, after 18 years of working with a boy, that yes, I think without, what the hell? I even bet on it. He can read and write.
I bet he can read and write. I think he can.
I think he can read and write.
Absolutely.
We just have to focus that reading and writing energy.
That's good. So he'll be taking the paper.
Now, that I've not asked.
See, I don't take the paper. I get the paper when I come here. And I have to admit, I read it.
I know you do.
Yeah, I mean, it's sitting right in front of me.
I know. You read it during the show.
I read it during the show. And, I think he'll enjoy it. I do. I think he'll like it.
It might be the wrong time for me to bring this up. Perhaps you could read the paper before you got here.
I used to.
I know you used to.
Yeah.
And I know, but you're not a hardship case or anything.
No, I used to. There's no real reason.
The only real reason is that you haven't called to have it delivered to your A-frame.
Well, back in the great days, when I had my paper boy, my paper man, I remember, to put it right on my front stoop.
See, the thing, though, is here's the difference. You can get away with it. You know why?
Why is that?
You're the world's best mimic.
Very talented mimic.
I would also mention today.
And hey, hold on. For the first time ever before the show today, Mike referred to himself as a mimic.
When I was discussing what I'm going to talk about, I will be doing an unearthly impression later on of a sound, not something that frightened me at my house. I would venture to say, though, even with reading it here and my knowledge of current events, I would stand up. I would hold up to any scrutiny that you might have for me as far as quizzing me on the news issues of the day, the newspaper items.
I'm sure you'd be fine. Listen,
no doubt. So I'm actually quite addicted to the news from other sources as well.
And I agree. You are. You're probably. Well, I know you are. better informed than me. But,
well, I read it, even though I do read it here, when I'm reading it, if I see something that I really read that interests me, I can even concentrate over the giggling.
But
that constantly exists during the commercial breaks.
But the point is that while we all have an obligation to do this just so we can do the show, the guy who's sitting back there in the Artie chair, from Larry Sanders,
Artie's not reading the paper.
Artie's got to read the paper.
Has Artie ever read the paper?
Artie told me he used to read the paper when he was a phone screener.
Oh, okay.
Charlie,
so then it'll be an easy habit to get right back into.
An easy transition. I don't know how you fall out of that habit, because he read the paper when he was a phone screener, and then when he became the producer, he lost interest in reading the newspaper.
Right.
But now the interest is back, and reading is fundamental.
I've heard a rumor that there's not a real strong interest in reading in general.
Well,
I'm not a big reader either, though. I don't like to.
You got to read. A lot of people aren't now. You got to read.
I think I should read more. I always think I should read more.
You got to read to come up with stuff to talk about. You got to.
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, I've tried it the lazy way. I've tried to just watch TV and watch every of the 350 channels. You just don't get enough.
It's not enough. Well, I read a newspaper sports section every single day.
Right.
I read two of them. I read the Boston Herald and the Boston Globe.
Wow. But there's stuff. Listen, as much as it pains me to say this, that you can take stuff in the newspaper and you can twist it any way you want. And sadly, you can write something in the newspaper that's not true, but because you're reading it in black and white in the newspaper, you tend to believe it's true. Having said all of that,
yes,
even with the evils that exist in newspapers, you're the producer. Hold on, let me just stop this for a second. Hi. I'm Charlie Broyle. I'm the producer of the Don and Mike Show. Oh, really? Research materials? None. Newspapers you read? None. It's funny.
But that changes today.
It's funny, yeah. Oh, I put him on notice, Buster. He's on double secret probation, Buster.
Come on, Mr. Spicoli.
And just wait until the testing. Ah, the testing.
Yes, the pressure cooker testing.
The testing. See, the thing is, I know my man Charles, he will rise.
Of course he will.
He will rise to this.
If he's anything, he's competitive.
He will rise to this incredible challenge that an entry-level producer would have had to master. He will rise to this, and he will rise above it because it is so basic. It is so easy.
Of course he will.
The job is simply read the paper. Know what's happening. Know what we're talking about. Try to. Okay.
Best anyone. So that must have been an interesting meeting, I would think.
It was. It was an interesting and fun meeting.
That's good.
It was fun.
It's been a fun time around here.
It's funny. The whole concept is fun.
The whole time around here has been fun.
If we had writers, I swear to God, you couldn't write something at least conceptually funnier than two guys getting on the air who've done a radio show for 18 years saying, we do a show that's based loosely on our lives, but also on current events and pop culture. And our producer, the guy who sits in the hot seat, we've just learned, does not read the newspaper. Did you, like me, had you been working on the assumption that, at least on some level, he was at least
up on current events?
Looking at the pictures?
Yeah.
Right.
I would think. On the internet, you can get your newspaper on the internet. But I read a lot of my news stories on Yahoo.
And maybe I'm a hard ass about this, but it's not the same because what you get online is not what you get necessarily always in the newspaper.
I know you're a big believer in that, and you're absolutely right.
And
you get the detail,
and you have to get yourself into a rhythm where you sit down every day and you say, okay, I'm going to get this off of the internet, but I'm just going to read out of the stupid newspaper. That's it. You find gems in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Besides, how else do you know what's going on?
Used to be my job as a desk assistant at NBC Radio News in Washington, D.C. when I was a student.
Very important.
That was my job. Read the entire newspaper. Find something in there.
There you go. Very well.
And I'd send Peter Hackus out to cover it.
How long until the Ryan Seacrest show, incidentally? I don't mind.
Here's a trivia question. Who is Peter Hackus? This is a trivia question. What was Peter Hackus famous for, and it was not radio or TV news?
I have absolutely no freaking idea.
He played a character in a very famous movie that you were almost in.
Oh, in broadcast news?
In broadcast news. You know who he is?
No, I don't.
Peter Hackus played the news director.
Oh,
the news director.
That guy. Right.
That guy. He was the guy that was Holly Hunter's boss. It's a tough day. It's a terrible. Well, if you took $1 or $2 million
off your salary.
right. A bad joke. It's a tough time. It's a great. I don't think he ever did another movie, but he was phenomenal in that movie.
Wow. So hold on, how is it that guy's name got brought up on the show here?
Because I was talking about being a desk assistant at NBC Network News, and Peter Hackus was one of the guys that worked in the bureau.
Follow you now.
There you go.
I got you. So you mean the guy?
I digressed. In fact, I digressed a whole bunch.
So like the guy that was in the movie, actually in real life
is a newsman.
Absolutely. Just another reason that I'm sad that I got cut out of that movie.
Yeah.
I was down there in the middle of the night, and didn't your car end up in that movie at least?
I don't think my car was in it either.
In broadcast news?
No, I don't think my car made it at all.
No.
I remember like burning my eyes trying to strain to see if you were in that movie.
Thanks again, Albert.
When
Brooks.
you insisted that you were in it, he used you.
Mike, listen. I think I've worked past those demons. Hold on a second. Hi, Robbie. Worked past those demons. I've finally floated.
You accepted. It took you years to do.
Floated down to freeze frame. I'm not in there. I mean, I swear on my kids' life. I was there for the filming. I was there all night. Maybe our cars are going to be in the movie.
You and I would have made that a better movie.
I had a scene where I'm just walking by when Albert Brooks is coming out of the building with Holly Hunter. I was there. I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. Do you know what an idiot I was? That we had a gigantic deal on our morning zoo show where we had a theater and we had limousines and we had red carpet and the movie goes and
nothing.
It's not there.
Ouch. Embarrassing.
It's not there. Ouch. Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Good movie, though.
But fortunately, I'm not famous enough that it got in the newspaper.
Right.
That I had said I was going to be in a movie because I had been invited to be in the movie and that I wasn't in the movie. See, that didn't get in the newspaper, so a lot of people wouldn't have known that.
The newspaper.
Good in this case.
News.
What is this? Don and Mike affiliate. Okay, hold on. We have breaking news.
Okay.
On another topic. We are now ready to salute the Don and Mike Show affiliate of the day.
Fantastic. Yay.
This would be our station in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
Virginia Beach, Hampton, Tidewater, that area. WVBA, as of this moment, is simultaneously broadcasting the Don and Mike Show and the G. Gordon Liddy Show. Both shows are running at the exact same time.
How can they do that?
I don't know, Buzz, but they're the Don and Mike affiliate of the day.
You mean they're taking our live feed and someone has turned on a tape of G. Gordon Liddy? And
that's right.
Wow.
It has been running and listeners have been calling.
Let's see if we can confuse them further.
Listeners.
There you are. I have it from the pages of the Washington...
Now, there's the guy who at least reads the newspaper.
Yeah, to a fault.
You don't want the guy
too much.
You don't want the guy read the newspaper.
Don't use him as
the radio.
Example. Charlie will never pick up the paper if you use him as an example.
Break. We got a break right here. Big show today. Glad you're with us. We'll be right back.
This is the Don and Mike Show. This is the Don and Mike Show.
When the tumor was dissected into tiny pieces and analyzed, pathologists found it to contain some very bizarre things.
A dermoid is an unusual type of tumor. It can contain any type of human tissue. And in fact, this patient had both hair and teeth in portions of this massive tumor.
The Don and Mike Show.
Taking you on a journey that you could not take on your own. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
Okay, howdy, hi, everybody.
Howdy, hi.
Your phone scan is lying straight ahead today. We'll be playing a game to give away a trip to Vegas. We'll be in Vegas next week. Today you went a 2-night, 3-day trip to Las Vegas to see Sugar Shane Mosley. Oh, he's fighting. Yeah, of course he's fighting. He's a boxer. Don't miss another great boxing doubleheader from HBO. Catch Mosley versus Wright Saturday night, March 13, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific Life, only on HBO.
That was almost right. You said I said Sugar Ray. It's Sugar Shane Mosley.
Sugar Shane Mosley. And we'll be in Vegas doing the show next week.
What's the deal with boxers and sugar? Sugar sweet. I don't know.
Brown sugar.
Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Robinson.
I know. I can't think of any white guy.
Sugar Shane Mosley.
I can't think of it. You know, the only white thing I can think of with sugar is the Archies. Oh, sugar. Oh, honey. See, again, when the white man does it, it's just not right.
It's not good.
It's just not right. Sugar is not right. Brown sugar.
How come?
How come you dance so good?
What a song.
Listen, before we move on to the show, and as I said, phone scan and everything else, we've got another Don and Mike highlight of the day.
Oh, good. Very good.
So many spotlights.
We do. And this time, Buzz, the highlight of the spotlight is on John Hogan from Clear Channel Communications.
Yes.
And first I want you to hear something that this man said in front of Congress last week about radio stations getting fined. The president and CEO of Clear Channel Communications. Another one of the guys who's just gone to these witch hunts and has said any bit of garbage that he has to save his own ass.
Right. That's
Meanwhile, he's lying. Listen, here's what he promised. Listen to this.
I hope that we never receive another notice of apparent liability. But if we do, this is what we will do.
Okay, what's that?
First, the DJ who has been cited will be automatically suspended.
Right.
And we will conduct a swift and thorough investigation. Secondly, we'll require that DJ and those involved with the production of that program to undergo remedial training on the FCC indecency area.
Okay, now that's...
There you go. Now, you notice he doesn't say policy because there really isn't a policy.
Now, that's saying that you got to be fined. You got to be fined by the FCC is what Hogan is saying.
You can tell by the way he's talking, he's probably making it up on the fly.
But wait a minute. Here's the best part. Because now he's saying we're going to deal with this if we're fined by the FCC.
Right.
What about Clear Channel?
Not if they're fined on it. There is some... He put it a different way. It's not just the fine. If there's a report of apparent liability.
Yeah, which would mean the FCC sending them a letter saying you owe us money for a fine. Right. That's what an NAL is. Now, how Howard Stern's show has not changed, but when they do a Clear Channel as a company, we'll listen to what he has to say.
I don't think he has changed his tune, but we have changed ours. We are going in a different direction. We have heard you and your committee. We've heard the FCC. We've heard our listeners, and we've heard the American public. We're going to go in a different direction at Clear Channel Radio, and that sort of inappropriate material does not have a place on our air.
Well, there it is.
Now, I didn't bring this up today. I'll put it on the radio because, again, I think it's funny, the double standard.
Right.
Carlos, our first witness, Joe Ardinger.
Joe Ardinger.
Who moments ago was a good boy, came in, brought Mike his grilled chicken, or took your chicken order.
Took my chicken order, my grilled chicken order today.
Gave me my Slim Fast, gave me my Diet Vanilla Coke. Job well done, Joe.
Thanks.
Joe, do you read
I'm exhausted.
Joe, do you read the newspaper?
Yes, on Sundays I get the post on Sundays.
See, not as important that Joe reads the newspaper every day because he's Joe.
But that's a whole week of reading for Joe.
Absolutely. Joe, can you tell us, now that we know that Clear Channel Communications has said that all of this stuff...
They've said they're going in another direction.
Yeah. So let's hear. Joe came in during the commercial and said he heard something today that I thought was interesting.
Very interesting.
We all did. Joe, what'd you hear?
I heard that gentleman, and I believed him. So I tuned in the local rock station's morning show on a Clear Channel frequency.
Right.
And within the span of 10 minutes and at about 9 a.m., I heard a caller use S. You don't know S.
And the entire word got on the radio?
Oh, yeah. Hey, don't say that, man. No delay.
Was that
no attempt to delay. No, nothing. And then they were the same caller. They were talking to her about being a fat pig and talking about,
which is fine,
her big fat T words.
And they use the T words?
Over and over and over.
Really? Over and over and over.
And not to mention the fact that this woman was bragging about being a drug runner between Washington and South Carolina and making like $8,000 a month.
Yeah, we'd let that on our show.
That's against the law, too.
Well, come on, Joe, that's nitpicking.
But it's interesting. It's interesting. It's all very interesting.
Now, having said that, let's listen again to what this guy has to say.
I don't think he has changed his tune, but we have changed ours.
Really?
We are going in a different direction.
Clear Channel.
We've heard you and your committee. We've heard the FCC. We've heard our listeners, and we've heard the American public. We're going to go in a different direction at Clear Channel Radio, and that sort of inappropriate material does not have a place on our air.
You know what, buddy? If you're going to get up there and throw us all under the bus, you know,
This man is a big liar. John Hogan, you're a big liar. I'm not saying Mel's not too. I'm saying they're all liars. But hey, at least Mel didn't get up and say the dumb things you did. Hey, Hogan, come on. What do you think now? Hey, Hogan, now. Hey, Hogan. I guarantee you one thing. We're on a bunch of Clear Channel stations. Our show is not owned by Clear Channel.
Right.
If we said the words on our show today that the guy on the Clear Channel station said,
right,
Clear Channel would, without question,
dump us like a sack of potatoes.
Fire us. Bingo. You know we are the Dean's Peanut.
And then they would do it, and after they...
you know we are hotter than July.
And after they did it, they'd send out a big, fat press release to let the world know they did it.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks.
Good job. Double standard.
There's Joe.
It
Joe works
sucked.
overtime as we got another salute. The Don and Mike John Hogan lie of the day.
Wow.
And that one, incidentally, that came in front of Congress. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an educated man, but I would assume that's perjury.
Yeah. I don't know. The rules. You know,
I watched Law and Order, Mike.
What sucks is that, there is a double standard, and we are simply pointing that out.
And I saw the Law and Order last night where they have the cast that I don't like. The guy with the long, the main guy on most of it is the guy with the long
face. Sam Waterston.
Long face. That's him.
Was it the Jerry Orbach and the Black John Cusack cast?
No, I don't mind that one. It's that one, the one with the guy that you just mentioned.
Yeah, Sam Waterston. I saw Sam Waterston coming out of a theater in New York one time. I said I'm a big fan. I love The Killing Fields.
He was good as Abraham Lincoln, too.
He was good as Abraham Lincoln.
He looks like Abraham Lincoln.
He does. John Kerry looks like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
You put an Abe Lincoln, I really think he'll get elected in a minute if you just tell him to grow that beard.
Did you know that Abe Lincoln had a high nasally voice?
Did he really?
Yeah, that kind of ruins it, doesn't it?
I would think he'd sound exactly like Gregory Peck.
You think he might sound like Pat Goss?
I'd like to 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
Let me talk like Larry.
7 years ago,
our fathers brought forth. Last night, just to give you a little background, there is no tape of this. Because this is another great rule now at Infinity. There's no tape on anything.
Right.
It's just another great way to run a company.
Right.
You can't be held accountable if you don't have a tape.
That's right.
So last night, Mike and I were chatting. Mike called me on the way home and said, are you listening to this? We talked about the fact that our friend, Larry Michael, got the job as the play-by-play announcer,
Larry Michael,
for the Washington Redskins, and that the guy that he was replacing was getting canned after 25 years.
Right.
He was no big friend of ours, but people felt very strongly about the issue.
Very popular.
So we asked Larry to come on the show and talk about it. He wouldn't. We asked Frank to come on, and he wouldn't. But Larry had to go on last night for an hour to do his sports show.
I think people still think there's going to be a sex quiz when they come on this show.
And when Larry got on the air, he started talking about stuff that had nothing to do with him having the job.
Right.
And then when he started to talk about, okay, you know my job.
Let me tell you about me, okay? Here's what I'm doing, okay? It was a little defensive. Larry's been under a lot of pressure.
Yes, he has. He had a particular moment yesterday that I wish we could isolate. We can only recreate it for you. The guy's trying to explain to the audience.
I went to the University of Maryland.
His background.
He's a local guy. It's his dream job. I think he did a good job of communicating that.
And he says, in the middle of all of this, I went to Severna Park High School. I've always loved sports. I went to the University of Maryland. I love firing guns. I wanted to go into law enforcement, be a lawyer of the FBI. I love shooting guns. Wow. And that was just like in the middle of nowhere. The dude is talking about how he got this job.
I love shooting guns.
Shooting guns. And he said it with the same Larry, I'm calling a game enthusiasm.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It was
forcefully.
Hey, listen, I'm a local guy. These are big shoes to fill. I like to fire guns.
I'm into that type of thing.
You had to hear.
And then he moved on, and Larry's stealing, and they all dealt with it the way they thought they should deal with it.
The way they always do.
Anyway,
it's too bad we don't have the tape of Larry, because it's funny.
I do.
Because it's right in the middle of this big explanation.
Yeah, a little out of context.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell
you the way I feel about
it. He's gotten the job.
There we go. I'll tell you, it's going to be fun doing an impression of Larry, because I think now that he is the play-by-play announcer for the Washington Redskins,
he's fair game.
I really think we can spend a little more time
talking about Larry Michael
and his love of guns.
I like shooting guns.
Mike, I do have to mention, something came up on yesterday's show. We were all among friends here. I would just want to say that, much as I said when Charlie Broyhill did not read the newspaper, I bring that to you in the spirit of we're all one big
What did
happy
I do now?
family. You didn't do anything.
All right.
Actually, nobody did anything.
Okay.
But I just have to report on an item that we had on yesterday's show.
Yes.
The story about the guy that wore the devil suit into the Passion of the Christ. Buzz, brace yourself.
All right.
It was yesterday. It is today a hoax.
A hoax!
I'm wounded.
It is a host.
After all that,
you were the host for the hoax. Now, I was the first host, and I passed.
You were the hoaxee.
I passed it along to you.
And then I jumped in and defended you and went looking for substantiation.
Right. And it's fake. An Indiana-based satirical website which fabricates news stories for laughs is becoming pretty good at being taken seriously.
Yes, so.
Hoosier Gazette made headlines when one of its satires fooled reporters at the San Diego Union when they said a 5'6" geek signing a contract to play basketball at Purdue because he shared the same name as a top draft pick. Mm-hmm. What they were saying was, in essence, they've got a guy on their team and it's the same name as a tall guy.
Right.
I mean, it's a goof. They make up.
And they made up the whole story about the guy walking into the Passion of the Christ in a devil suit.
The newest hoax is a story about a college student who showed up at a screening of the Passion of the Christ dressed as the devil
because he was an atheist,
only to be pelted with gummy bears and containers of Coca-Cola by elderly churchgoers. Several internet news groups posted the story I mentioned yesterday. Yeah. I saw it on MSNBC.
We had a caller who gave us the heads up that this is probably a hoax.
Let's see. Not everyone is being fooled. Okay, we were fooled.
Yes, we were.
But unfortunately, Buzz, the buck stops with you because it ended yesterday with you saying that you believed it.
That's what I've been told by someone in the newsroom at WVZE there.
Wow, so you got a buck to pass.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Sure. That's job one is always find somebody to do that. These people are to be commended for the great hoax that they pulled off. Because
it was good.
Looking at their story on the Hoosier Gazette, on their website, they had names, they had what school they went to, they had the name of the theater, the name of the theater manager. They had every little detail that you look for.
Throwing you under the train, Buzz.
Oh, no, and I don't think it's wrong.
I was there first saying I saw it myself.
Well, Buzz's real problem
on MSNBC.
He went chasing another story. He was chasing the other story.
Well, there were two at once.
I bet but there really wasn't. I mean, that was the only one that was alleged to be a hoax.
About the 666 story?
Right. The 666 story was not ever alleged to be a hoax by any callers. I think if Buzz had taken the time when he was looking at that 666 story, he would have snuffed it out. He would have snuffed it out and determined it was a hoax. It was simply a time issue, Burbank.
But you know what?
It was a time issue.
Mm-hmm. He could have made a film about it. He could have made a snuff film.
A snuff film.
A snuff film.
But that to me, especially in this climate that we live in, I just have to take my hat off and tip my hat to those guys that do those things because it's funny. They did a good job. They did.
The climate that we're in, I think we alluded to that a second ago. Mm-hmm. Here's some more. NYPD Blue is a show that, how many years has that show been on? 11 years?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
And they've had, Dennis Franz's his buttocks.
Mm-hmm.
They've had, I think, partially exposed breasts. They use,
lots of partially exposed breasts.
They use bad language.
It's lots of bottoms.
It's on at 10 o'clock at night. They run, Jesus, all kinds of disclaimers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mike, because everything now has to be changed.
Right.
Tomorrow night they're running NYPD Blue. There's a bedroom moment between a detective and her boss, Rita and Tony. And because the sex police have decided that the scene is inappropriate, rather than have it taken out, what ABC has decided to do is to turn down the color. Meaning, when you see it on your set, it's like if someone had hit the tint button, the brightness button on your TV. The brightness button.
That's a scam.
They darkened it.
That's a scam. They're going to have great ratings.
And that is the word that they're using. They are darkened it, Rob. I know you don't like hearing that, but yes.
That's a scam. They're doing this. They're doing that. This is like when you hype up a movie. To me, this is people. Of course, it's black and white. I'll tune in.
Well, see, I don't know if people will or not.
I think they will. I think they're
Mike. It's not black and white. They're talking about
darker,
and fading it down.
Oh, you mean turning the brightness down?
Turning the brightness
so
down.
Make it more dingy, so you can't really see anything.
It was my mistake when I described them, and I said the word tint. I didn't mean
like
tint.
You said they were going to take the color out.
I meant brightness.
But see, that
even
is bad.
But with brightness, you do take the color out because the darker you make the picture.
Yeah, of course. But so what they're doing is they're making it so you can't see what's going on.
Right.
Correct.
I'll be backing up the TiVo tonight and turning up the brightness to see if that will counteract what they're doing.
I'd love to know if that
I'll
works.
let you know.
You are crazy like that, Buzz.
Yes, I am.
But that's what's happening.
Oh my goodness! For those
with our country,
this was going to go away quickly. I don't see any sign of it slowing down.
And I want to say we're trying to approach this with some humor. We're trying to laugh about this.
Sure.
But if one more person says to me, "Hey, guys, 6 or 7 months from now, everything will be okay."
No.
What do you do? What do you do in the time in between?
And the bottom, and also the people say, I thought it was a really good show you did. We were doing good shows before. We'll do good shows afterwards. Mm-hmm. We do funny shows. Give me a break.
If this works for ABC, what we could do is do the same show we used to, but just don't do it as loud.
Yeah, turn down the volume.
Just make it softer.
The dirty stuff. We'll talk at this volume.
Okay. I'm the first guy that brought it to your attention, and I'm still concerned about Spalding Gray.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Spalding Gray is still missing.
Well, I think Spalding Gray might be in pieces in the Hudson.
Okay, John Walsh, you do America's Most Wanted. I know it's not as high profile as a brutal, awful murder of a child,
right?
Which you do a great job of. But let's face it, Spalding Gray has a niche audience.
Mm-hmm.
Spalding Gray has been gone now. How long has this been? Has this been a month?
At least.
Now, of course, he's tried suicide a lot of times.
I had an article read.
He just can't seem to get it right.
I had an article read to me about this, and Spalding Gray apparently talked of suicide quite often and talked of doing it by going out on one of the ferries, maybe the Staten Island ferry, to take a plunge. So
As a matter of fact,
he did that.
In 2002, he tried, and somebody talked him down.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Yeah, and as I mentioned before, you even said, yes, the stories of him wanting to commit suicide are true. How come they're not looking in the lake, looking in the river where he might have jumped to try to find the body?
Because it's an exercise in futility. Because Donnie's in the belly of a cod.
Mike, or is it? Or has something happened to Spalding Gray? And this is the way we're covering it up.
You mean you have a conspiracy theory?
I must look at everything.
You think that Spalding Gray is perhaps being held somewhere against his will?
Well, perhaps Spalding Gray was for Janet Jackson's breast being shown during the Super Bowl.
Or something like that.
Perhaps.
Boy, you're stretching that. Like catgut on a tennis racket.
I'm trying.
We thought suicide at first, but he was always so cheerful.
You'll be glad to know Robert Blake is on lawyer number 4.
They just don't know how to talk to me. It's quite simple.
4 lawyers now.
I want one of my lawyers to be just like a family member, like a brother or a father.
Hey, what about that restaurant?
I tell you, I like to go to that one. What was the name of that Italian place that I liked?
Vivian's?
That wasn't Vivian's. It was Vitello's, wasn't it?
Something like that.
I tell you, that's a place I like so bad.
You like so bad.
Man, they got the Parmesan and
like it so bad.
Breadsticks on the table.
Breadsticks, I tell you. When you go there, you're like family.
Don't leave your gun behind, though.
Yeah, but they'll give it back to you. When the bus boys come over, it would be real easy to pick up that 45.
Yeah.
So anyway,
they gave it right back to me, brother.
3 years since he shot, what's her name? Bonnie, and now he's on his 4th attorney. This guy says he is innocent. Yeah, dude.
Well, there you go.
He is so innocent.
I finally found a good one. Right at the back of the yellow pages. I got the attorney for me, brother.
For those of you who hate seeing your heroes or your rock legends from years past selling out, this one strikes me as The Who. Now, what has The Who done recently? The Who has done Jack.
They got on the internet. One of them, Pete Townsend.
Right. Well, they don't like talking about that.
No, I don't blame them.
They don't like talking about that.
He's doing research.
Okay, now The Who's had a couple of guys who are dead. The drummer, Peter Moon.
Peter Moon. Keith Moon. Keith Moon.
I'm sorry, Keith Moon. Keith Moon.
It's Peter Noon, and that's what you always think about.
Well,
you always get Keith Moon and Peter Noon from Herman's Hermits.
Because I always thought Mrs. Brown, You Got a Lovely Daughter would be a great Who song.
I'm Henry VIII, I am Henry VIII, I am.
Every Herman's Hermits song, I would hear it, and I would think The Who. Every time I would hear, like, for instance, if I heard, there's a kind of hush
all over the world
tonight, you know what I would hear?
What?
There's a kind of a hush.
Leaning on a lamppost at the
Keith Moon, man. Keith Moon. He was he was a rocker.
So you got Moon is Dead.
You know what they used to do to Keith Moon is either give him uppers or downers. When they would let the concert start, and if he was drumming too fast, they'd give him downers. If he was drumming too slow, they'd give him uppers. It was excellent that way.
I think everybody agrees. The Who's not the Beatles, they're not the Stones, they're not Zeppelin, but they're in the top 10.
Oh, they are. Yeah, absolutely.
They're in the top 10. You go through their body of work and you say, there's a bunch of songs I dug.
Just don't go through the body of Keith Moon now.
Or John Entwistle.
Well, John Entwistle is the guy that I want to mention here. He's dead. Okay.
Also, yes.
Yeah, you knew that. He died a couple of years ago. Well, the Who, the rest of the guys that are alive, they found a tape that he recorded when they were rehearsing.
Entwistle?
Yeah.
I love that name. I don't know why that name sounds like it's something they'd bleep out. How's your Entwistle?
Hey. So they have what they've done is on these sample tracks, they've got some riffs of him like goofing around or going up and down and doing chords and stuff. And what they're going to do is write songs and produce an album based on these entrails that they found in an old.
That'd be a good name.
Entrails.
The album Entrails.
Album Entrails. Anyway, that's sad.
I love the Who, and I hate to see this. And the Who has sold their songs to a lot of commercial products.
Here's what Roger Daltrey says. This pissed me off too. How could we carry on without John? Well, I tell you how you carry on without John. You get some other guy to play that part. Right?
Yeah.
But
and you can go so far as to do the covers and do the songs the way the Who used to do them, or you can get a new singer, a la Van Halen, and do new material.
But what you don't do is tape the dead guy's part and then go out on make an album based on stuff that the dead guy did.
It sounds like a stretch.
Goofing around. That's what they do with Elvis. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's okay because it's Elvis because everybody exploits Elvis.
Right.
That's okay.
Well, it really is. It's like sampling is what it is.
Just don't do it to that. I don't want to hear the dead guy. The next thing you know, they're going to go back and find a session that's got the dead drummer. Put his drum tracks together with this. And who knows what the music sounds like that the guy played on his guitar.
Oh. Right, exactly.
Jesus. And aren't you guys making enough money anyway with CSI?
Yeah.
Really? The guys in the Who?
They get paid every time it plays.
The guys in the Who? God damn. And Roger Daltrey, you're 60. Dude, you're 60. I got news for you. I'm 45. I feel old.
Really, with the popularity of the television show, I think really a great new lead singer would be David Caruso.
from Nippid, Miami?
Yeah. Yeah, from CSI Miami.
Oh, I said Nippid, but I meant to say...
Is that the thing for NYPD, wow. Nippid Blue?
Well, in my house we call it Nippid and Sizzy. And Law and Order.
Right.
My wife is very funny that she says, I only like Law and Order SUV.
Right.
And it's Law and Order SVU.
Right.
That's the one that we can't come up with a quick name like Sizzy is CSI. Sizzy Mai.
Law and Order SVU.
A lot of people say, do you want to watch Sizzy Mai? I don't know. You TiVo Sizzy Mai. I'm going to watch Average Joe.
All right, let me tell you something. When you start doing that, that's when I think you're watching too much stuff.
It's very easy. If you take all the initials, it's LAOSVU, so it's Lousvu.
What?
Lousvu.
Lousvu?
Lousvu.
What are you talking about?
Did you guys watch Avig Joe last night?
Average Joe.
I've never seen it. I've never seen that show. I watched it last night because it was a guy from Boston,
Av Joe,
who was the nerd, and he lost. And you know what? They made a big deal about the Red Sox. They brought Tim Wakefield out there, and so I totally got into it. And then he broke my heart, just like the team.
Sure. What do you expect?
It was great.
Now you both call
like the guy had a chance. Like the guy had a chance.
What was your abbreviation for AVG?
Avig Joe.
Avig Joe, and yours was
Av Joe. It's lazier.
Av Joe.
No. I think Mike's the winner.
Avig.
You get the.
They have to have 2 syllables, Buzz.
Okay.
You get the chime there. All right, listen. Phone calls now because we're very busy. Now, right now, 877-365-3636. The phone number from anywhere in America. From Canada, 800-636-1067. Washington D.C. on WJFK 202-432-1067. It's just about the only part of the show we've got left. It's not regulated.
Yay!
You can call. Keep in mind, everybody's got a button, so be cool, guys.
Regulated.
But your calls on a rotating random phone scan on screen lie straight ahead.
This is the Don and Mike Show. This is the Don and Mike Show.
It's what you do. Go to Rotterdam, then you go to Amsterdam, then you go down the road to my city. That's right. It's a little place called I Don't Give a Damn.
The Don and Mike Show.
Creating their legacy. Don and Mike.
Right.
You got me running, baby.
Hey, I forgot to say this earlier, but happy Super Tuesday. It's a super one. Happy Super Tuesday from the Super Q. The Rocket. Super Q. Super Q. There was a long time ago, 20, 25 years ago, chain of radio stations. Not like today. A chain had like 8 radio stations. Right. And they all had Q in the last name. It was like KSLQ in St. Louis. It was a WDRQ in Detroit.
And I really think it's just because DJs love to say Q.
KCBQ.
KCBQ.
The Q Crew's got a Q-tip for you.
Yeah, it's Q. Right on Q.
Super Tuesday from the Super Q.
It's happening right on Q. Q94.
It's happening. So, happy Super Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I just want to tell you, Joe Ardinger will be back on the street.
Hey, this is good. I heard them planning this one, and I don't think people will be disappointed.
with a tape recorder. That's all I'll tell you tomorrow. And very brief, not a list of 10 or 15 questions.
Right.
1 or 2 very, very simple questions.
You know, it's such a love-hate thing that I have with Joe Ardinger, but I'm looking forward to this tomorrow. And I'm starting to really love the idea of him being on the street once a week.
Well, it's going to happen, Mike.
Yeah.
It'll happen until he screws it up. Phone scan time right now at 877-365-3636. From Canada, 800-636-1067. Washington, D.C., 202-432-1067. Hello, phone scan. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
We're doing very well, thank you.
Good. Speaking of Canada, calling from Canada.
Right on. Hi.
Now, listen, I don't think you guys have to worry about this Ryan Seacrest anymore because according to your FCC there, the zero tolerance rule, right? His very first show, the F-bomb and the S-bomb went within the first, 15 minutes?
Hold on the Ryan Seacrest, the little kid.
The radio show.
Oh, on the radio show.
On the radio show.
What radio show? On Kiss FM?
No, he took over for Rick Dees.
Right. Yeah, right, on Kiss FM.
Right.
Listen, there is no way that the S word and the F word got through on his show on Kiss FM. He started last week.
Because he had no delay. He had no delay on his show.
I find it hard to believe in this climate.
What are you referencing? Something you heard?
Yeah, it was on Howard this morning, and he played it, and he did the bleeping.
Oh,
if
really?
you look into it, you'll see.
I find
F and the S-bomb.
Wow.
You know what I would say again?
I would say Howard's. That might be a piece that Howard put together. But I don't know. I haven't heard. Has anybody heard anything about this?
I just want to point out that Kiss FM in Los Angeles is owned by Clear Channel Broadcasting.
Oh.
I wouldn't be.
They're the ones. Are they not that dropped him from 6 stations?
Yeah. Right. Although this doesn't have to do with him.
If anybody heard that today, please bring us up to speed.
Well, it's very simple. We just call Kiss FM. Just how sad is this? I think I might still know the business line. I only worked there.
There you go.
23 years ago.
But was there any profanity uttered on the Ryan Seacrest show this morning?
Yeah, Robbie, when you get through, let me know. Because what I'll do is I'll just call and complain about it and see what she says.
Right.
See if that happened.
Yeah,
right?
I should point out that call came from Canada.
Hello, Don and Mike show. Hi.
First Canadian radio file.
Hello.
Don and Mike Radio Gods.
Hi.
Hi, NYPD Blue, actually in Eastern Standard Time, it's not going to be tinted, only in Mountain Standard Time, because evidently since it airs at 10 o'clock here, that's okay to show it not tinted.
Central and Mountain, but not Pacific and Eastern for the darkening. That's correct.
So if you live on the East Coast or the West Coast, you will have your picture darkened.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they delay it till 10 o'clock Pacific time, right? Right, but they do it. It'll air at 9 o'clock Mountain Time
and Central. Yeah,
and
so
Central Time.
They're afraid kids might still be watching.
God.
And that caller about Kiss FM, Ryan Seacrest, that's true. That did happen.
Incidentally, if anybody's paying attention, I just thought I'd mention, and maybe I'll mention this occasionally, another guy died over in Iraq. Another American was killed yesterday in Iraq. So, I mean, I know everybody's really worried about all this different stuff, but, it just blows me away that this is what people are thinking about. This is all people are thinking about, and it's driving me out of my mind.
But as long as we're being drug in there by our audience, how come Ryan Seacrest, if that was true, how come he wasn't suspended?
Well, I'd like to find out. I mean, if
fired.
It really was true. It's a mind blower.
I'm sure. Listen, someone will let us know, right? And you can't just say you heard it on another radio show. You got to tell us where we can go on the internet to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, Don and Mike show, and as Larry King said, you can alter tapes.
Right.
Hello, Don and Mike. Hello,
Don, Mike.
Yeah, hi.
How you guys doing?
We're doing great, thanks.
Another caller from Canada.
Another one. Hi.
Just want to let you guys know, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but for the last couple of years up here in Canada, one of our national TV networks has aired The Sopranos and The Osbournes at 10 o'clock on weeknights, completely uncensored and unbleeped.
Over the air.
Over the air.
Regular TV.
All right, well, that's one, and let me just say, I hate to do this, but it's one for Canada.
Wow.
One for Canada.
Look at you.
Wow.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I got news for you that you're still getting beat by Mexico. Okay?
No.
You're still number 3. Okay? At least in our little corner of the world.
I love Canada.
They're okay.
And they're just right. Not only are we getting all these calls from Canada, but they're calls that hip us to very important things. And
But Mike, someday we're going to get to the segment we have planned, Spotlight on Canada. There's a lot wrong with Canada.
Okay.
Hello, Don and Mike show. I mean, there's a lot wrong in the United States, but there's a lot wrong there too. Hello,
Don and Mike.
Hi,
Radio God.
Howdy.
I just wanted to ask you guys if you had any thoughts or predictions on The Sopranos. I mean, at least we still have that, right?
Can I offer this? Let me offer this. I sound like my attorney. I think The Sopranos, just based on the promos, I think The Sopranos is going to rock this year.
I agree.
I think it's going to be fantastic. I love the way they're promoting it. That sometimes it goes the other way, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited about seeing it.
It looks like Tony's going to flip out, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what they're painting, and I think that show's been off so long,
right?
That they got to come back strong. They got to come back and give us what we want,
right? Which is the violence.
What we want is the violence. What we want is
Edson bowling bag.
Tony yelling and screaming and
who's the guy that's being added to the cast? I forgot the new guy that's going to become what is his name?
There's a guy, a very good actor, who's taking Joey Pants' name.
Is it Steve Buscemi?
Yes.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi's good in anything he does.
He's plenty creepy.
Absolutely.
We can't get through to Kiss FM, Don.
Why's that, Rob?
I'll tell you, they only have a toll-free number for their business line.
Yes.
And they don't take calls from out of their area. So they are not accepting our call.
Okay.
That's incredible.
Call. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hi, Don and Mike. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, Don and Mike. Don, I got to tell you about this band out of Sacramento. It's a Star Trek band. They're really popular. They're called Warp 11.
I gotta tell you something too. I can't hang up on your ass fast enough. Please don't ever embarrass me like that again.
It's a Star Trek band, Don. What are you, out of your mind?
Hello, Don and Mike show.
Please think clearly, my friend.
Baldies.
Hi. What did you say? I said hi. I believe you said Baldies. I will answer to anything. And then just hang up. Okay.
What's that? Slamming. I mean, we've not. We've got a few people on this show that are somewhat follically challenged.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
Hello.
I would say it's a push.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
You got two guys here that are. You got two guys here that
Bring the tape measure right now. You want to measure bald spots?
Yeah, okay.
Me and Rob.
Are you saying that you want to throw Rob under the bus for this one completely?
No. Here's the thing.
Okay.
When you're implying that there's more than one person on the show follically challenged,
yes,
you mean me?
Actually, it's been a tough day for him. But I think that would Charlie Broyhill be a little thin up on top too now? Hard to tell.
Not like Rob and I.
You know what?
Rob and me. I just did that thing again.
I'll win that one.
Well, bring it on, boys. Let's get this out of the way.
All right, get a tape measure.
Alrighty.
It's time to measure our bald spots. I feel confident the mine will be smaller.
Well, you got from where I sit, You know, I look at Rob because he's got the crew cut happening, and I see Rob. I can see Rob the top of his head.
But hold on, if I show you something,
Yeah.
you promise to still be my friend?
Yeah. What?
No, it's nothing awful.
What is it?
It's just if I see what I do is
you're combing it back.
Yeah, I comb it back. It's not a comb over. It's a comb
Okay,
back.
so if you pushed it all forward,
Let me show you.
No, I'm not sure. I want to see.
Oh,
this.
yeah, I don't
Because
think
you know what? When you do this, I feel bad.
I'm not sure we want
It makes me.
All right,
feel
you
bad.
ready? That's why I said
All right,
you still
go
have
ahead.
to be my friend.
All right, here we go.
And I don't know. It might not be as big as Rob's bald spot.
Okay, let's go. All right, there we go.
You see it?
No, it's not. You know, it's the same. It's the same as it was.
Is it? I used to say it's as big as an egg.
You don't.
Is it
cover
bigger
up
than an egg?
yeah. Let me just lean down a little bit. Lean down a little bit more.
An egg of what species?
Oh, Rob.
Dinosaur egg, Rob.
You know what? Even when you comb it back, it's the same. It looks about the same size.
Yeah.
It's not. I thought it was going to go back up to your widow's peak, and then
it's not that I do It's not that I do a comb over.
Right. No.
It's just when I go to get my hair cut, the guy that cuts my hair,
You should see your hair now. You look like Sid Caesar. All right.
Yeah, I need a haircut. I badly need a haircut.
All right. Now now how do you want to measure? Do you want to measure with it pulled back, or do you want to measure with
whatever the way is that it looks the worst, where you see
you got to pull your hair forward? Then if you're gonna do that, then we get the. Do we have the tape measure?
Yeah, we got it right here.
All right.
Who wants? Now I did wash my hair. Who wants to do
I
the
think
measuring?
really based on Charlie Broyhill should do the measuring today. I really think Charlie should do it.
I don't know if Charlie wants to make an appearance.
Charlie, come on.
Well, either Charlie or Joe and Buzz or you wouldn't mind?
I wouldn't mind doing it.
All right.
Wouldn't mind?
Is Charlie not going to come in today?
I don't know. Hold on.
Charlie, he's coming in. That's good. Thank God he's
there
coming
you go.
in. There, I feel better.
Buzz said he was going to do it.
But
Charlie, my question to you: are you follically challenged at all? Are you a little thin up on top?
I think it's getting thin. I have a.
But it's going. It's
going backwards.
Right.
Yeah, receding
and it's
in the
mostly
front.
gray.
Yeah.
And I have
receding in the front. Thanks, Buzz.
I have a double cowlick.
Okay. All right.
Gout and cataract.
Yeah, that's right. I almost forgot to mention.
Do you really have those maladies?
Gout, cataract.
Yeah. What is starting the cataracts?
This premature aging.
Incontinence next week.
Are you willing to do the measuring, Charlie?
Sure.
All right, thanks, Charlie. Right over here, if you wouldn't mind getting my bald spot.
And Charlie will give the honest answer here. I think we all know that. Yeah.
All right.
All right, he's going to measure. Are we measuring it from ear to ear, or from?
Mike, I think we should get both width and diameter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever.
Horizontal and vertical.
There's some thinning, but do you want just the actual spot or where it thins out?
Well, no, I think it's got to be it's where it thins out,
where there's no
you're
hair.
both thin. Where you're both thin, and I think that will be advantage Don, because if we count hairs in there, Rob's is just we'll see what happens.
Well, Rob has shorter hair than I do.
Yes, he does.
And a bigger area to cover. I mean, if you want
Yes,
what
this is
percentage
true.
missing.
All right, how big is it, Charlie?
2 by 2.5.
All right, so my bald spot.
Rob brought up a good point. Rob brought up the point of surface area in general. Rob could have technically a smaller bald spot, but it would be the size of a football field.
But what you do then is you actually measure the size of his head to get his bald spot according to scale.
So we could do percentage. We need a statistician in here.
So mine was 2 by 2.5 inches.
Yeah, it was, and based on from the bird's eye that I'm getting here, yours is much bigger.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead, measure it.
Do it.
I knew this going into it. Otherwise, I would have asked to move on.
There really isn't a bald spot. It's more thinning.
Hold on now. Hold on a second. Wait a
Turn around. I've seen this on the Jumbotron at FedEx Field.
Bend your head over, please.
I think when his hair is longer.
Hold on.
No. I think when his hair is longer, it's more obvious.
Rob, bend your head over.
All right, feel it, Don.
Okay.
Feel it.
See right here? This is, Mike, you see this area here?
Yeah.
Bend your head over here.
What are you doing?
All right.
Right here? This is bald. This is a bald spot.
That and that. He's got a streak in it. God, it looks like a skunk. It's got right here, but there is hair there.
Yeah, but he looks like a chemo patient. It's just not fully all fallen out yet.
What's that? Better have that looked at.
What is it?
We got a bleeder.
Man, you got some moles on your head. Here's how I do, Charlie.
The only way to do this is for Rob to grow his hair.
If you would bend over, just bend your head a little bit.
I tell you what, Mike, starting now, I'll grow my hair.
All right, very good.
At least measure the two individual little spots, and let's see what they come to together.
Right here?
Yeah.
Wow.
2.5.
You could seriously land you could land a Harrier jet on that.
Get it?
Harrier?
Harrier!
But I want to state that without me prompting him, Charlie has said what I've said all along. It's not an issue of thinning hair. It's an issue of short hair.
All right, lean down.
Then prove us wrong. Grow your hair long, and let's see if you don't have a gigantic bald spot in the back.
Right there, Rob. You are thin.
See, because the thing is, Rob,
perhaps
you have a crew cut, and I had a crew cut for a long time. That's what all guys who are losing their hair do.
That, incidentally, if you're going to really lose your hair, that's the move. And I recommend that from my friend. And Dave, you're going to get mad at me, but I have to use my friend Dave DiNardo, who lost his hair, I believe, at 12.
Wow.
And Dave did that short haircut. And Dave has looked the same for 30 years.
I'm
it's
going to
amazing.
tell you the look I'm going for. Somewhere between Tony Kornheiser and George Michael.
If you really, can I tell you this? In the event that you go down the Kornheiser route,
I never will
shave it. I mean,
I
what
will
is
never.
Tony,
I never will.
Tony, I think Tony is much like us, is an unattractive man. But if Tony just shaved that off,
I think
and just
we're
got a little
handsome.
buzz cut.
I think we're handsome compared to Tony Kornheiser.
Oh, I will.
Compared to Tony Kornheiser, it's like Brad Pitt.
Right.
And who else is Dreamy Buzz?
Clooney, I guess, right?
Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
That's us.
Yeah.
Tony Kornheiser,
compared to him,
for whatever reason, has tried to. He's done the comb over, and right now it's just like Brillo pads he's got there. You know,
2.5 inches. I'll stand by that.
Well, you've also. How many years do you have on the boy here?
How old are you? I'm 45. I'm 45. How old are you, boy?
I will be 33. Yeah, 33.
Next Monday, as I recall.
Right.
There,
March 8th.
There you go, Mike. That
Somebody's
was
got a date with the ATM.
Hello, Don and Mike. Phone scan. Hello.
Hey, Don and Mike.
Hey, hi.
Hey, what is Average Joe 2, Fabio? What's it all about?
Now, see, I had not watched Average Joe. Does Average Joe get decent ratings?
Not really.
Because I watched Average Joe for the very first time, and I watched it from start to finish last night. And at the very end, just to make it really quick, at the very end of Average Joe, she has the nerd and the great-looking guy from Miami. She is courted by both of them in these dates. The guy in Boston just puts it all out. He takes her to Fenway Park, kisses her at Fenway Park. Tim Wakefield from the team comes out. They do this incredible thing, and he's really in love. But he's totally a nerd. I mean, he looks like he just looks like the top of his head is going to explode when he's near her. So at the very end, the good-looking guy gets out of the limo first. That's how they do the double bait and switch on it, because you say, hey, the guy that gets out first is going to get the axe.
Right.
Well, she says, you're the one. I'm going to go with my instinct. I want to fly away with you. And I'm sitting there going, oh, because like everybody else, you wanted the nerd to win. So she breaks the news to the nerd, and then the nerd is like the Boston Red Sox fan is devastated. Sure. He really is, too. I don't think he was faking it. He's completely devastated. And she is a stone-cold hottie. She is absolutely gorgeous. And then she flies away with Gil, the good-looking guy. And the whole thing they're promoting is there's going to be a big, dark, dirty secret. And that's exactly what the guy from Boston was.
You're a Boston guy.
But as much as I love Boston,
yeah,
I thought the guy was eek the geek. I mean, 100% eek the geek. She flies away, and the secret that she reveals to the guy, Gil, when they're on their little romantic date in Mexico or wherever it is, she reveals that before the show, her ex-boyfriend is Fabio. And the guy loses it and has a meltdown and dumps her. And flies away and leaves her down there in Mexico. And when I looked at it, I will tell you what I thought. When I looked at it, I thought the whole thing was completely contrived.
Well, listen, hearing you describe it makes me think that.
Yeah.
Let's say that you're on this show and you end up with...
It didn't take away from the way she looked. I just watched the show because she was easy to look at.
You end up with a beautiful woman. And you won a contest where you win money and you're going to be with this girl. And she says, oh, yeah, I used to be Fabio's girlfriend. And because of that... Yeah. You throw away like garbage?
I mean, it didn't make any sense. And they tried to make it more than it was worth. He's interviewed and says, I think every guy would understand. He's on the cover of those romance novels. I'm like, what? Hello?
Yeah. I was going to tell you last night, while you're watching that, thank God Bud Paxson is here. Because he had Diagnosis Murder going on Pax TV. I mean, to tell you that, he makes a lot of sense, Mr. Paxson does.
It's great that your love affair with Dick Van Dyke goes beyond his television show in the 60s.
That was not a Dick Van Dyke reference, although Dick Van Dyke is great in Diagnosis Murder. I was just pointing out again that one of these guys in Congress saying how we should make the laws, so that nothing bad gets on the air, already has a channel where nothing bad gets on the air. And, hey, hello, old man. Nobody watches.
What was the name of the Bob Crane movie?
Autofocus.
Right. Here's a nice activity. If you have a high-definition television set, you get HD Net, which is offered in high definition. Watch Autofocus, which is the story of Bob Crane.
Bob Crane, right?
And then turn on Hogan's Heroes on high def.
Hello.
And, you'll never watch it the same way.
Don and Mike.
Well,
Man, and I was thinking, do you know, I'm not kidding. We were watching part of that movie over the weekend, Autofocus, on Divid, and there's a scene that for our old show we would have had to delete it out, but it's when Bob Crane is just Greg Kinnear is as Bob Crane discussing his love of bosoms,
right?
And he goes through the list of all the kinds that he likes. Bob Crane liked any kind of bosom.
And in that movie, can Willem Dafoe be a little more creepy? No. Could he be any more? That is, if you want to see Willem Dafoe at his all-time, he's creepier than he was in Spider-Man.
Yeah, he makes the Green Goblin look like a children's character.
Just horrible. Really. I mean, I think any woman in her right mind, in whatever decade, would flee screaming. They should.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Hi there.
Hey.
Hey, I just want to let you know, we're in Vermont. We get the Canadian Channel's uncut version also.
That's pretty good.
We get the best of both worlds here.
Another chime for Canada.
And hey, Howard Dean's coming home.
Hello, Don and Mike. Don and Mike show. Hello.
I think you guys didn't watch Larry King last night.
Larry King? No, negative, sir.
Well, the four from American Idol were on last night, and Larry King showed how much research he does.
Oh, the Asian guy? What did he do?
No, he asked Simon, when you were asked to be on the show, did you like the idea right away? Simon looks at him, crosses his arms, and says, well, I came up with the idea for the show.
Everybody knows that, too.
Except Larry.
Common knowledge.
But that's because Larry has. He doesn't prepare. I'm curious. When they asked you to do the show because you're a paid actor, I'm curious. I was watching the American Idol Worst Of last night, and they had my man, the William Hung phenomenon continues.
Right.
Not only is there now an action figure, I'm not kidding. Wow. There is a doll that kind of looks like, dare I say it in this climate? They all look the same. But it's an Asian doll, and he's wearing a shirt that says "She Bangs," and you pull the string, and it's this awful guy singing. And last night on American Idol, for the best of the worst, they had him come out and sing at like 9 o'clock at the very end of the show. They had him sing "She Bangs," and then they had him do a tender ballad, and he was awful. But everybody in the audience was doing that thing where they're swaying their hands back and forth.
Playing along.
And I told you before, it's a phenomenon I don't understand.
Well, it speaks to the quality of talent they have this year. They're trying to get anything to prop it up.
William Hung. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Don, Mike, Radio God.
Hi.
Hey, I go to see Passion of the Christ last night. I look over and I read this guy's shirt and it says, "Thank God I'm an atheist." Okay. Thank you.
I think they made that up just like the website was made up.
Hello. Don and Mike, hello? No. Don and Mike, hello, yes.
Hey, how are you?
We're doing great, thanks.
Just calling to say hi.
Well, thank you, Straggler.
Waste of time. Hi,
Stragglers.
Don and Mike show, hello.
Hi, guys.
I got 20 hours out of the day that I don't waste. Let's make the 4 hours a day that I'm trying to be productive. Let's try to all be focused.
Very good.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Do you really think that it's better to cut it off short when you're losing it? On top, I mean?
Absolutely. I thought that for years.
But, man, because right now I'm kind of doing okay, but if I cut it too short, then it's going to go from I look not too bad to
but when the rest of it falls out, you're going to look fine, and nobody's going to be any the wiser, and they're not going to make a big deal about it. I mean, if you really look at some of the people that use spotlight of being bald, it's people with toupees, people that do comb overs.
Hold on, then give me the honest opinion of my bald spot and the way that my hair is cut. Be honest with me. Not that you're always not honest, but be brutally honest with me.
I will.
What do you think?
Your hair, because it is not receding as much as you have the spot in the back,
right?
You can go straight back with it, and you can keep your hair up front. It's not like you are going. When you have to start going right to left, like if it's really thin right up on the top of your head, that's when you get the buzz cut. And you've had a buzz cut, and you look fine with that. But right now, you've got plenty of hair up on top.
Agreed. Okay.
And you can do you can do the thing where you go straight back, or you can do the Tony Soprano thing. But if you have the classic real receding hairline, really, it looks ridiculous when guys, especially if they have super long hair in the back.
And I know that this is
like Gallagher.
This is an audio medium, not a visual medium. But everybody has seen the Donald Trump show, right?
Yes.
Your Fired show.
That guy.
And everybody is, for years we've known about his hair. I would really love to do a contest to have guys try to grow their hair to look like Donald Trump's. and you could put those pictures on the website. Now, that is something you see, you can't hear it, but imagine if you had a prize.
And you could do it with guys with long hair or guys that didn't have any hair.
Guy, give $1,000 to the guy who has the most Donald Trump-like hair.
Yeah.
Because Donald Trump really, the comb over.
Or simply a Donald Trump look-alike contest.
The hair.
They're out there.
The hair with Donald Trump kind of starts about mid-back of his head and goes all the way up over the front.
What do you think of a Donald Trump look-alike contest? No wigs allowed. Because anybody could throw the wig on, but you got to really have the hair. Right.
And maybe you got to grow the hair out a little bit.
Absolutely.
To win the contest. Hey, Don and Mike, hello.
Hello there.
Hello there.
This is the Reverend Al Sharpton calling to remind everybody to vote for me on Super Tuesday.
Now, does that mean we have to give the other candidates equal time?
No, we do not, Mike, because we are not doing a serious political show.
That was satire, ladies and gentlemen.
Just in case. I do like me the John Kerry's. He am a good man.
There you go.
Hello.
Okay.
Don and Mike show.
Hey, Don and Mike.
Hey, yeah, listen. Last call for you. Say what you want to say, then you win a prize.
All right, I was just calling to ask if you guys ever saw the movie Kingpin with Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray.
We're not familiar with that.
No, I've never seen it. Never heard of it.
There are some great bald spots in that movie if you're interested.
Never?
Sorry, I can't buzz this stuff because he's making me laugh now.
All right, see, we were both doing the goof on you. We were doing the goof on you like that.
Bill Murray in that movie that's the greatest bald movie in the world.
Oh yeah, The Come Over is fantastic.
Okay, all right, listen, take it back.
And he plays it, and Bill Murray plays it up so well.
Yeah, no, he does. And here I was ready to bust your balls. Like, of course we've seen that movie.
Right.
My friend, you're the last caller. What's your name?
My name is Garrett.
Garrett, where are you from?
Buffalo.
Okay, for you, pit tickets to see Ozfest 2004.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, hold on. I don't think it's coming to Buffalo.
Oh, it's all right. I can travel.
All right, well, it's in D.C. Pit tickets. Now, pit tickets are right in front of the stage. That's instead of the front rows.
Sounds like you'd have to take a shower after you came home with those tickets.
For Ozfest 2004, with Ozzy. Ozzy will be there. Also, Judas Priest, Slayer, Slipknot, and Hatebreed. And that's at Nissan Pavilion, July 18th. And you won dinner for two at Houston. At Hooters.
Hooters. Oh, even better.
That's an evening. You go to Hooters and then go right to the pit.
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster or go to NissanPavilion.com. Now, you live in Buffalo, for God's sakes. Hold on, let me see, because maybe you won't get down here for Ozfest. Hold on a second. Hey, just as good. How about the Oz DVD?
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with the show, and I know you're going to miss seeing. Gosh, I love the sound stylings of Hatebreed.
Oh, Hatebreed rocks.
I don't know about you.
What more can I say?
I think, not since, Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Fantastic stuff.
Have I been motivated like with Hatebreed?
Hatebreed sounds great when you're in the pit.
You won the DVD of Oz, the complete third season. That's from HBO. And if you want to come to D.C. from Buffalo for Ozfest, you got it. Thank you for listening to the show.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Hold on just a second.
And incidentally, Hatebreed was a song that Rob recorded in the early 1980s. Mm-hmm. Hatebreed.
I thought that was Cher, and that would be in the 70s.
Yeah, the 70s. So I was Rob recorded that because he's a hateful guy.
Oh, I got you.
And you know what? When
you're doing the Cher thing.
And when you have to explain them, they're already dead.
See, but I thought you were doing a Cher thing.
Oh, I was doing a Cher thing, but it was Rob that recorded.
Hatebreed.
And every another man would come around and lay his hood down.
Well, that's Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. That's not half-breed.
No, I'm sorry. All right.
All right, when it gets to Cher, and don't take this the wrong way, censors.
Yes.
When it gets to Cher, I'm very anal.
Yeah, I understand that.
I'm anal when it comes to Cher.
I was just, I'm just throwing them out occasionally, and sometimes they all can't be winners.
Who's not anal about Cher?
Hatebreed.
You know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Anal the good way.
Right.
Like that you're a bookworm about her.
Right. Yeah, sure. Obsessed. Thanks for explaining that. We did a lot of explaining there.
We sure did. We'll be back. Oh, more explaining. The Don and Mike Show entertains, informs, and in our next segment,
bookworm
educates.
Good. Right.
We educate you. How many of you listening to the show right now, even though we don't do the sex and the excrement stuff, how many of you still thinking right now listening to the show, man, I'd love to get high? Well, I'm telling you something. The answer, mister, the answer, missy, is N-O. Yeah. No, don't get high. Right. I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
We have a feature coming up.
Why?
With a man who's very opposed to any kind of drug use.
Of course he is.
It's one of those great 1970s movies made for kids in school.
Sure.
About the dangers of narcotics.
Here's what can happen to you.
We'll be right back.
It's the Don and Mike Show. This is the Don and Mike Show.
Yes, company.
Get out of here, Curtis. I don't hear you unless you knock.
The Don and Mike Show.
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe you.
Get ready for Joe.
Sweet Jesus. Over the line.
Joe.
Hold on a second.
Listen up. That was my skull.
Hi.
I'm so wasted.
Always the exception to every rule ever made. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
All right, before it's time for Joe and Narcotics, to follow up on something that happened during the phone scan. We're wondering about Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, the show. His radio show.
Bless you, Rob.
Sorry.
My God.
Let's listen again to...
Barometric pressure just changed in the studio.
Let's listen again to John Hogan, the vice president of Clear Channel. He's the guy. The buck stops with him.
Let me unclog my ears.
He has changed his tune, but we have changed ours.
Okay.
We are going in a different direction. We have heard you and your committee. We've heard the FCC. We've heard our listeners, and we've heard the American public. We're going to go in a different direction at Clear Channel Radio. And that sort of inappropriate material does not have a place on our air.
Well, when taking listener calls for singer J.C. Chavez on Ryan Seacrest's new morning show, in a 3-minute span, listeners said both the F word and the S word.
Wow.
That's from radioinc.com, so Howard had it right today. It's not an urban myth. Here's my question. How come Ryan Seacrest wasn't fired or suspended or investigated or retrained?
Really? What's the deal?
You know, we've been talking about the DJ here in D.C., but this is true with these Clear Channel stations everywhere, even with a milquetoast like Ryan Seacrest. Hi, Charlie.
I would guess that in the Clear Channel doublespeak of John Hogan that Ryan Seacrest didn't say it. A listener did.
Yeah, and just like the guy on the station that Joe heard this morning. But don't they all have...
It doesn't matter. It's what gets over the air.
Yeah. It's the delay thing. It's the double standard. So even crazy Ryan Seacrest gets to do it.
Wow. That's insane. It's tough when you make those big proclamations.
And Mike, it's no surprise to me that, especially in this climate, that drug use appears to be up.
Yes.
But I'm here to tell you...
A lot of tense people out there.
And I face those demons. I have... They're no longer in my life.
Good for you, Don.
My life is now answered in the bottom of a bottle.
Yes, of course.
Which is still legal.
It's perfectly legal. It might not be that good for you, but it is legal.
But maybe some of you are thinking, in these tough times with what's happening on the radio, you can't imagine that the shows that you loved are changing or being taken off the air. Maybe you're thinking, well...
Joe.
Yeah, drugs. Here to give us the opposing point of view... Now, speaking out against drug abuse, Don and Mike Show employ the world's oldest phone screener and star of The Joe Show. Here's Joe, and Joe has a movie for us. Joe, what year is this movie from today?
I'm not sure. We'll have to look, but it looks to be mid-60s.
Mid-60s, always a lot of fun.
The credits will tell us.
Wow.
And the topic today is?
The title is called Narcotics Pit of Despair.
So if you're one of those people thinking about doing drugs, please listen to this.
Okay.
And watch this. I mean, those of you here can watch this.
Check the focus of your projector lens.
Here we go.
This test pattern should have...
I'll get the shades.
Okay, we've heard LSD. And now
have we heard LSD?
That's it.
No, hold on. Did we see LSD or barbiturates?
What was it? Or did we see any of them?
There's all these.
Did we see It's Wonderful Being a Girl? Now, hold on. It was marijuana.
Marijuana with Sonny Bono.
With Sonny Bono. We've not seen amphetamine.
And incidentally, look at that picture. That still picture of Sonny Bono. He's high. Look at that. Have you ever seen a higher picture?
Yeah, that's why he's supposed to stop doing it.
All right, let's go to narcotics. Because there's lots of topics we've not gotten to.
Yeah. Remember, marijuana could lead to an unpredictable bummer.
Marijuana could lead to an unpredictable bummer.
Narcotics, Pit of Despair. Start it. Let's roll it. Narcotics is from 1967. High school senior John, played by Kevin Tigg, who later starred in Emergency and Freaks and Geeks, slides down the slippery slope of drug abuse, starting with a harmless puff of a marijuana joint.
Very good.
Are we ready?
It's a gateway drug.
Let's learn. Let's learn.
There. Picture of a cobra.
Out of the slime and darkness it comes to inflict its life-destroying poison on the careless, the unwary, the unprotected.
Here we go. Learn.
No sane person would deliberately expose himself to it. No intelligent person would enter the distance of its fangs. Yet young people are flirting with the poison.
Reminds me of a sales lady who used to work here.
Is that?
You think Brett is listening today?
Narcotics. Pit of Despair. Dun, dun, dun.
To John, it seems perfectly natural and innocent to bump into an old classmate. He hasn't seen Pete since he dropped out of school.
Looks like they're running towards each other.
From the looks of him.
If he dropped out, how does he have the nice cashmere sweater and the sports car?
Exactly. Well, that's the way everybody used to dress. He deals.
The other guy dropped out. The selling job is pushing dope, and the long absence from town was spent in the state prison. Their accidental meeting calls for a little celebration, and Pete has just the thing.
Isn't that the guy from 1 Adam 12?
No,
Emergency. That's what I said in the opening. From Emergency.
Break from the books and live a little.
And also Freaks and Geeks.
Sounds good, but today's his father's day off, and John needs his help with some school problems. If there's another party sometime, maybe he can make it then.
Look at those teeth.
But Pete isn't interested in sometime, maybe, or square.
Yeah, the one guy looks like Abe Lincoln with his beard.
He looks like the Amish Abe Lincoln.
Right. That's because he's been in state prison.
Ready to be hooked. Victims to supply him with money.
Is that why he's got the beard? Yes, he's had a long absence.
And tomorrow.
So now the drug dealer has just gone to the wholesome guy and given him his card.
And it looks like they're going into the Hollywood Hills.
The wholesome guy is going home now. And by the way, the narrator will narrate the entire movie.
Oh, there will be no dialogue?
Nothing.
He does the dialogue.
The good part.
Expulsion from the team. The frustrations and
there'll be dialogue, but it'll all be in the narrator's voice.
Only to himself.
Okay, let's listen. Let's learn.
Mm-hmm.
Let's educate our youngsters.
A little help, a little guidance, a little understanding. But the help, the guidance, the understanding are not there when he needs it. His parents are away just when he was counting on them to be home.
Do you see, even back in the 60s?
Must wait for tomorrow.
We needed the government to raise our children.
Tonight.
Because look at this boy who could have been on the Brady Bunch.
Yes.
His mom and dad aren't home. And you know what he's going to do now? He's going to get high.
Oh, just so far
latchkey thing.
That's right. He's going to call Pete.
He was loved, helped, protected. Suddenly, that's all gone.
He's just standing around his room because his mom and dad went away for the weekend.
Right.
What's to stand alone on his own 2 feet.
You know what I like?
He will gladly do.
I like these narrators. They all sound the same way.
The hump of schoolwork that's troubling him.
Now, does anyone talk about the narrator's addiction to cigarettes?
Today, he's had it. The studies can wait until tomorrow.
Okay, come on.
He can finish them then. What he doesn't know is...
Give in to temptation, boy.
Long ago, taking over.
He's pulling out Pete's number.
Hello, Pete. Bring me over a marijuana cigarette.
Hello, Pete's Dragon.
Post haste.
It's Saturday night, and everyone else is out having fun.
It's high night.
Best excuse in the world to join the party.
Join the party and get bitten by a cobra.
Because, hold on, if you could pause this for a second, Ron.
Here's the party.
The setup, and the party, incidentally, looks like if you watched Andy of Mayberry when it went to color, when Opie would have a party.
Right.
That's what the party looks.
If you want to know what they're dancing like, I would hip you to a Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Now, the setup thus far has been...
That's the way they're dancing.
That there's the guy coming out of school, and the dropout who looks like Abe Lincoln goes over and says...
But he's still wearing a sport coat.
And tie.
Right.
He says, hey, do you want some weed? The kid says no. So the kid goes home, and mom and dad are gone for the weekend.
They're gone when he needs them most.
It's Saturday night. He tries to pull out his school books. Mm-hmm. He can't study.
No. Time to go to the party with bad dancing.
And now he's at the party. Let's continue.
Bring it now.
It's late 60s party music.
There's a guy with a phonograph.
That's Pete.
That's Pete.
Oh, is that the dealer?
Recognize the beard, and he's very. Hey, remember? You know what? I'm old enough to remember those. Remember those velour pullovers?
Yeah. Back in the day, they were cool.
Yeah.
Pete was a cool drug dealer.
Check out the hi-fi.
Now, there's Pete going for some of that free love.
Looks like Pete's hugging someone who's high.
And there's the square at the door. They're all wearing their hippie clothes, and this guy's wearing his cardigan sweater. So now here he comes. There's the drug dealer opening the door. Again, you don't hear the dialogue. You just see the nerdy guy walking in.
That's the thing he needs to pep him up.
Yeah.
The stage is set. The principal players are in position. The curtain is up.
Look at this dancing.
But he's just been cast as the star fall guy in a real life
from that 70s show.
Now he looks like
exactly like. Look at this guy dancing.
La la la.
Get to know Charlie.
Now he's trying to dance, and I think it's like Andy Mayberry.
Right. Now this, unfortunately, there's music for about 30 seconds while they dance.
And now the drug dealer with the Abraham Lincoln Amish beard is over looking at him. He's
evilly looking at how he can bite him like a cobra.
How can I get him to take drugs?
People are drinking.
Yes.
There's lots of hugging. There's lots of crazy narcotic dancing.
Yeah, they look like they're really out of their mind.
If the FCC's listening today, I would advise running this tonight at 8 o'clock on Fox instead of American Idol.
Yeah. Amen.
I mean, if you really cared.
Oh, look at her.
Look at these crazy teenagers dancing. They're doing like the twist. They're doing, what's the one where you hold your nose and pretend you're going underwater?
Swim?
What's it called?
I think the girl is pretty.
Mike, I think she's bad. She's drinking.
She's even worse. You're about to find out about her.
Oh, really?
She's a hypo.
Is she the temptress?
I think she's doing the Watusi.
And meanwhile, our guy, the nerd, has just got like the biggest, ugliest face and teeth.
Now, these are movies they made kids watch in school, right?
Right. That's right, Mike. And you can see how well that experiment turned out. Most of those kids are listening to our show now.
From prison. Oh, a little kissy,
sack,
kissy face.
Oh, baby.
Now she's saying, hey, is there something you want to do?
Dance, the excitement of Helen and several beers have taken effect.
Yeah.
Inhibition and caution are forgotten. When Helen suggests they have a few more beers, he's all for it.
Yeah, I like Helen.
Everyone else is doing it. To refuse would be square.
Atta girl.
Square.
Don't be square.
Besides, he's never been high on it before, and he never will.
Beer?
He can handle the stuff.
There's the evil Pete.
Handles so much. Under the influence of the beer, Helen comes through as much more friendly.
Now she's giving him a regular cigarette.
Intentions and her interest in him. If he could see her,
She looks a little long in the tooth from this angle.
he would know she's a hype.
Oh.
She's a
If
hype.
he could see her police record,
She's rubbing her arm now over the tracks.
he'll know their parts well. They've been through it before, and they know the time is right. Throw out the sucker bait. It's time for the next.
Here we go. Let's trap this guy.
The next step.
She's a
the
hype.
garage.
The garage.
There, some of the gang are really blasting. That's where the real action is.
They're blasting. What's that?
On and
Where
take
the
a
real
look.
action is done.
Take a trip from Squaresville. Live a little and see what it's like for yourself. The senses are dulled just enough to be reckless.
Now, is that a cigarette or a joint she's
That's a
smoking?
cigarette. They're smoking
The
nicotine.
promise of excitement. Press in on it.
Perfectly legal.
Now, curiosity has to be satisfied.
It must be.
Why not?
Come on
You
now.
can't do any harm.
There's
to
evil
look.
Pete.
Sure, why not? Feels good.
What could go wrong?
Now she's grabbing his arm and they're going to go to the garage.
Take him away.
Meanwhile, the evil drug dealer with the bad Abe Lincoln Amish haircut is looking on.
He's following them with his eyes.
And this is, again, bad circa 1974 film we're watching.
1967.
Excuse me, 67.
Late
Sorry,
60s.
Joe.
Yeah.
This is the real action. The pot party. The grasshoppers. The hip ones. All
Grasshoppers.
gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
Yeah.
Outside the boundaries of their phony world of kicks is the ever-present possibility of discovery. This must be avoided at all costs. For discovery brings with it the penalties of society. Shame, arrest, prison.
So he's going to the door to check the door.
Leave not a trace. Burn it in paper trash. That way they can deny possessing the illegal marijuana.
That's
They can say the flaming can is part of a game. They can lie. They can swear. This time, the gang's lucky. It's not the law.
See, they were just about to set their stash on fire. But it's our nerd guy from high school.
Yeah, boy. And a new guy looking for kicks. Forget it, man, and get with the countdown.
Amen.
This square world and blast off for Kicksville.
Hey, we've had that. We've had that for years.
And now he's about to start.
He's about to blast off for Kicksville.
Again,
To John, his first
He's going to need a little coercion.
exciting. Everyone seems to be having fun. Best of all, there are no parents, no other adults.
This is educational.
Here with the fun.
There's the joint.
The importance of belonging, of putting one over, is taking hold.
Peer pressure.
To tighten that hold, to squeeze it, to hook it, to lock it in.
Everybody's taking a drag.
Time to introduce the joints. Pete has learned the rules well. A pusher can never be caught with the stuff on him.
Never.
Instead, he must leave it, stash it, get it from a flunky.
He's asking his
Flunky,
friend.
Rob.
He's asking his friend for another joint.
Get it from a flunky. The time to separate the man from the boy.
Here we go.
John's willpower, individuality, character are slipping down the drain.
This is where the water.
This is where
The water all runs out of the glass where the rubber hits the road.
and the narrator does all the voices.
He should be able to handle a few harmless puffs, just to see what it's like.
What could go wrong?
The natural defenses are crumbling. The barriers of caution are beaten down. Drag it, man. Try anything once.
Drag it, man.
You can't get a habit from weed. Quit whenever you like. Don't be chicken.
You got to see these people. They're all so 60s. And now, I've got to know, does our guy give in to the pressure? Hold on, she's giving him it's like a roach. Is he going to do it?
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
He's looking cautious.
Come on,
The
man.
narrator's telling him to do it.
With it.
Get with it.
Under the proddings of the gang, the effects of the atmosphere and beer, the desire to belong, he chooses to go along.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought he would.
choice.
Oh, bad move. Joe's applauding.
Bad choice. Try to smoke it now.
John surrenders his dignity and lays his future on the chopping block.
Really?
Not whether it's good or bad or right or wrong. But if he stopped to think, he would see the stupidity of it all.
He's coughing now.
He's too involved to think.
Too involved to think.
He's hooked.
I've been there.
He's away and flying.
He's going to fly now.
Up out of this world.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, is that it?
Now, yeah, that's it. Here's my deal. If I'm a kid back then in 67.
1967.
If I'm watching that, I get on my bicycle.
I know.
And I go and I find the guy. I don't care if it's the brownest, dirtiest pot you've ever seen in your life. I got a guy to sell me some oregano.
Right.
Because I want to get high so bad from watching that movie.
They thought they were doing the right thing. They thought they were steering kids away from drugs. They weren't.
Blast off for Kicksville.
Well,
because really, in their attempt to make it horrible, they show all these people at a party
having a good time,
smiling. Idiots!
What's not to like? Hey, don't be a square.
Getting chicks. Blast off to Kicksville.
All right, Joe. Thank you. Next time, how about
so many good ones.
We've got human growth. Now, I don't know if we can get away with that one.
That'll have references in it.
Yeah. What about the one It's Wonderful Being a Girl?
We saw that.
Oh, okay.
I think the next one, is the short one, is the
LSD case study.
Insight or Insanity is the better one. Although the case study's pretty good, but if you want just a quick one, Insight to Insanity is good. Because that's the one where the girl eats a hot dog under the influence, and it's just too much to take in.
All right, Joe, next time. Get out of here.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe Ardinger, and his crazy collection of 60s films.
You know what I took away from that movie is if you smoke pot, you might score with a 50-year-old chick named Helen.
So there's that. Blast off to Kicksville.
We're glad that we could present that as a public service.
That was blasting.
Thank you very much.
It was blasting.
It was our pleasure.
It was blasting.
1967.
And all the people in the movie, it started out like as a gigantic Cheech and Chong joint.
Right.
Yeah.
Big, like bigger than a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
By the time it got to the test subject,
It was a little nub.
just a tiny little roach.
Well,
but even that, Even that was enough to ruin his life. Well, I'd hate to think that any of you are doing that right now, but I must ask, where are you listening to the show?
Yeah, where are you?
It's not necessarily what are you doing.
No.
Although that can enter into it.
Well, sometimes where you are has something to do with what you're doing.
Where are you listening to the show? Call us right now at 877-365-3636 and tell us where you're listening. We're going to pick the craziest, the kookiest, the most offbeat location, but it's got to be a location we can prove.
Yeah, we have to be able to prove it.
We had a guy lock himself in the trunk of his car once. We had a guy call us from the back of an ambulance.
I believe a guy called from a grain silo.
We had a guy call from a morgue. We had a guy call from a place where they were burning
a crematorium.
A crematorium, burning human bodies. It doesn't always have to be. Listen, Mr. Death doesn't always have to leave his calling card, but it's worked out well.
It has.
Regardless, maybe you're driving an ice cream truck somewhere.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe you're dealing. Whatever you're doing. Where are you right now while you're listening to our show?
And if you are dealing, call us and tell us exactly where you are.
Our phone number is 877-365-3636, 800-636-1067 from Canada. What we're going to do is take your calls and pick the location where somebody's listening to the show that we like. And the payoff that we get is worth a trip to Las Vegas.
Wow!
To join us next weekend for the Sugar Shane Mosley fight, including airfare, hotel accommodations, and tickets to the fight. Don't forget, it's Mosley versus Wright, Saturday, March 13th, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, only on HBO.
That is a great prize.
So you want to go to Vegas? Listen, I mean, the fight's great. We've all been out there. We've all been to the fights in Vegas. They're great.
Oh, there's nothing like a fight weekend in Las Vegas.
Listen, but I would go out there for a convention for not insurance, not even boring enough, not even boring enough. I'd go out there for the Line One family reunion. You got what I'm saying? I'd go to something that I hate going to.
But a fight weekend in Las Vegas,
you can't beat it.
There's nothing in the world like it.
You can't beat it with a stick. Well, you could beat it with a stick.
You can sit in a lounge in any hotel in Las Vegas on a fight weekend and just people watch and have a fantastic time.
You could beat it with a stick.
Mm-hmm.
You could beat it. I got something I want to say, and I'm not going to say it.
Well, that's good judgment, Don.
It's something I heard last night on an NBA game.
Very good.
Something that one guy was doing to another guy. He beat him to, but never mind.
All right.
Never mind. It would, it'd be Trouble City.
Yeah.
So let's take the calls now.
They're waiting for us now.
Oh, don't you think I know it?
They're waiting to prey on us.
But why are they waiting for us when Ryan Seacrest is so absolutely breaking the rules?
3 words for that,
He's
Don.
making a mockery of the entire zero tolerance policy.
You know why? My 3 words? We're not pretty.
Is it he's a rebel? No, that's not it?
No, we're not pretty.
I know we're not pretty.
That's why. They'll descend upon us because we're not pretty like he is.
Let me take that even further.
Yes.
We are ugly.
But you wish you were pretty.
No, I like being ugly.
So call now if you want to play Where Are You Listening to the Show? And as we go to break, let's once again salute the Don and Mike affiliate of the day.
Very good.
1450 WBVA in Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. Still bringing you the Don and Mike Show and the G. Gordon Liddy Show simultaneously.
Thank you for paying attention, and thank you for blasting off to Kicksville.
We'll be right back.
This is the Don.
Introducing Subway's new Atkins-friendly wrap with less than 11 net carbs.
The tempting chicken bacon ranch wrap has fresh green peppers, black olives, and red onions all melted together with Swiss cheese.
This won't make up for days when your daughter's beautiful chestnut-colored pony just won't behave.
Nor will the savory turkey and bacon melt wrap with chipotle southwestern sauce overlook the time you went to the donkey sex show in Cozumel.
But with every heavenly carb-controlled bite, Subway's new Atkins-friendly wraps will help make up for your high-carb indiscretions.
Subway, so good that you don't have to be.
So, like carbs based on Subway recipe, not the the Atkins program.
Subway, eat fresh.
The Don and Mike Show. WKFK.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
You like Peter, Paul, and Mary?
Yes, I do. I'm a big fan. Great song.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Who would have thought it wasn't really about a dragon, huh?
What do you mean?
You know the whole drug thing?
No, I don't know. Why don't you tell me?
Some people think that to pop the magic dragon means they're really to smoke marijuana cigarette.
Puff's just the name of the boy's magical dragon.
Right.
Are you a pothead, Parker?
No. What? No, Jack. No, I'm not. I pass on grass all the time. I mean, not all the time.
Yes or no, Greg?
No. Yes. No.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville.
The Don and Mike Show.
You can call Don and Mike anytime from anywhere in America. 877-365-3636. They're ready to believe.
You gotta wait because the guy goes, ooh, yeah.
I must say, from where I sit, I am truly enjoying your colorful patois.
Filling your radio with their intoxicating aroma. Don Geronimo and Michael Mara.
And Mike, with this singing? All the singing you're doing? Yes.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville.
Gotcha. 877-365-3636. That's our toll-free line. Where are you listening to the show right now? Someone's going to win a trip to Vegas. Good trip. We're going to be out there broadcasting live from, what's the hotel next week? Mandalay Bay?
Right. Wonderful.
Sweet hotel.
Oh, that's a nice place.
Thank you, HBO, for sending us out there. We'll be out there for the fight weekend. You can join us. You're just listening to the show in a crazy, kooky, non-sexual or excretory place.
That's right.
Hello. Don and Mike Show. Hello.
Hey, Don, Mike, and
Hi.
Buzz.
Hi. Listen, where are you listening? What's your name?
My name is James.
James, where are you listening? And by that I don't mean city or state, but where are you listening physically right now?
Physically, right now, I am in a Walmart parking lot in my RV where I stay during the week, standing here in my long underwear.
You mean you sleep in your car?
No, in the RV.
Oh, you have a recreational vehicle that you live in a Walmart parking lot?
During the week, yeah.
During the week. Where do you live on the weekends?
At my house.
At your house? Now, why would you live in a Walmart parking lot during the week and live in your house in the weekend?
136-mile one-way commute.
Oh, so your place of employment, you work far away.
All right, what city do you live in that you have to commute to?
The one that you love so much, Sacramento.
All right, so you live in Sacramento. Where do you work?
In Mountain View, which is by San Jose.
Why don't you just move closer to where the food is? Mm-hmm. Why don't you move closer to where your work is? Why don't you get rid of your apartment or wherever instead of living in an RV?
Because the prices in the Silicon Valley are too high.
All right, so the housing costs are way too high. Will the company provide you with any kind of housing?
No, they're too damn cheap.
Too damn cheap? All right.
Anyway, I'm sorry. It's an interesting story, Don.
Yeah.
But we used to have a guy on the show, Rob Grippy, who really did live in his car. And I want to say this. He made the commitment to live in his car.
Right.
He wasn't a Monday through Friday live in my car guy and go to my house on the weekend.
Right. No, and he wouldn't drive 136 miles to deliver a pizza.
Did you know that Walmart, it's fairly common, they actually invite RVers to stay there in the overnight for safety purposes because it's well lit and everything.
I didn't know that. That's true.
And you never know if Michael Jackson's going to show up in a ski mask.
Hi, I need something to buy.
Hello. Don and Mike Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, who's this?
This is Chris.
Hi, Chris. Where are you listening?
I'm on my yacht.
On your yacht. Now, that's hard to prove, but describe your yacht to us, please.
It's a 36 Carver aft cabin motor yacht.
Really? And where do you have it in the water?
I am at Solomon's Island right now.
Solomon's Island. Are you down there getting ready for that big party they're going to have in April?
No, I'm just chilling out after work. I make a point of stopping by every day. It's my
So that's
stress
where you
relief.
kind of hang out there.
So let me get this straight. You're relaxing on a boat?
Yeah.
I hear a buzzer.
Go to hell. I'm serious. That's a first-way ticket, first class, one-way ticket to hell.
Yes.
We're doing a show.
We're here working. We're slaying the dragon.
On a yacht.
Well, I'm listening to you on my yacht.
On my big yacht.
Where I go every day after work. Oh, well, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Hello.
You're supposed to be there on the weekend.
Don and Mike, hello.
Hello.
Hey, yeah, who's this?
This is Justin.
Justin? Not the Justin, right?
No, just Justin.
Justin? Where you
The
live?
Justin? What do you mean, like Guarini?
No.
No, I mean
Timberland.
Him or who is the mulatto Justin from American Idol? Oh, was that the name? Gorini. Was
Mike
that
had that.
See, I didn't know that was his name, Mike. So you think I'm trying to kill you today on the show, and I'm not.
It's just ye have little faith today. Justin Guarini from American Idol is who I was.
I know you read the newspaper. That's not a. It's not a
I'm
question.
not trying to prove anything. I was trying to say Justin Guarini.
I know you weren't. The thing is, I wasn't sure of the guy's name. That I thought you were throwing out another one that was over my head.
No.
But you and I were both thinking about the same Justin.
Yeah, Guarini. How do you forget a name like that? Guarini.
I did. I didn't know his name. It was like Guatemala, I thought was his last name.
And Kelly Clarkson.
Now, her I remember. Now. She's Miss Independent.
Yes, she is.
Anyway, where are you listening today?
Well, fellas, I am sitting in rehab in my counselor's bathroom.
Okay, now finally we've got someone who's...
Oh, that's pretty good.
We're going to have to verify this. What kind of rehab are you in?
What's your demon?
It's, alcohol and pot is what I got pulled over for.
Alcohol, and you're in your counselor's office. Now, when you say in rehab, are you at one of those places where you have to stay overnight, or did you just drop by a counselor's office?
No. I'm in a meeting I have to go to 3 nights a week for 3 hours a night. But that
didn't answer my question.
What's the question?
My question was, are you at rehab, like staying over, like at a place like Betty Ford, or are you just dropping by a counselor's office?
Is it like a 30-day visit, or is it whenever you feel like it, a couple times a week?
No, it's not whenever I feel like it. I've got to go, but it's outpatient.
He doesn't live there.
That's the magic word, outpatient.
I'm thinking, just get out of there and go blast off to Kicksville.
I have more respect for the guy who lived in his car at Walmart, and for Justin Guatemala. Hello, Don and Mike. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, radio station.
Come on.
Hello?
Don't be timid now. Come on now.
Hi
Commit.
there. What's your name? Or don't answer.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. You're killing us here. Where are you listening to the show?
I'm a farmer and I'm hauling manure.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, sorry we didn't get your name.
Hi, Don and Mike show.
Dynamite.
His name is S.
Dynamite.
And hey, listen, for all you know, that means Smith. Sam.
Right.
Steve. Hello, Don and Mike.
Dynamite.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm calling from a laser tag arena.
Laser tag? Like where sweaty kids play?
Yeah, it's a laser tag arena.
Get out of here. Hi, Don and Mike show.
Hey, this is John.
Rob really just flicked the guy off. I don't know if you saw that or not, Mike. On this side of the room, Rob just gave the guy like the double pump. Like, hey, what's up with that?
Come on now.
Hello, Don and Mike. Where are you listening?
I'm in an explosives bunker for a drilling and blasting company in Baltimore, Maryland.
All right.
What's your name, sir?
My name is John.
All right, John is in an explosives bunker.
Now, John.
Yes.
Yes. There's only one way to prove it to us.
That's right, and right now we need you to light a cigarette. No, I'm kidding, of course.
No, I got about 5,800 pounds of Class A primary dynamite.
Wow.
And who is it that's allowing you to have all of this dynamite? You know, in these concerned times about our security.
Amen. That's a great question.
I'd be curious to know who lets you have all this dynamite. Or who?
The ATF allows it.
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
John, are you supposed to be using a cell phone near that stuff? They usually have signs up saying no cell phones in the blasting area.
Another good question. John.
Well, I'm not supposed to, but hey, where's a cooler place to call from?
Well, you're right.
Yeah,
you're calling
true.
from an explosive bunker is a very cool place.
Now, do you have just dynamite, or do you have caps there as well?
Oh, no, you do not store the caps near there.
Don't store the caps near the dynamite.
But he speaks the truth, you know.
Yeah. So you guys all believe him?
I do, Don.
You all believe him that he's... And how much dynamite is there by you again, sir?
A little over 5,000 pounds.
Could you give us a brand name of the dynamite?
Dino.
I was hoping it would be Acme.
Dino. Yeah, no, hold on. You can't be serious that there's a dynamite company that's
really called Dino?
Yep. Dino Nobel, as a matter of fact.
All right.
Dino Nobel.
I believe him 100%.
All right, so you are... now,
true.
Are you guarding this? Or are you...
No, I have to make a count at the beginning of every month for the ATF.
So you're taking inventory of your dynamite?
10-4.
Wow. 10-4. Yeah. This makes me nervous.
You're a finalist, good buddy.
Yeah. It makes me really nervous.
Hold on a second.
It does. Right. This guy, 10-4, good buddy.
There is a Dino Nobel, by the way.
You just looked that up on the internet, Buzz?
Explosives company.
Well, come right in, Mr. Bin Laden.
Well, that's where the bar is right now. Mm-hmm. That guy is, I think everybody else that we had, Mike.
I mean, you dropped off a lot of guys.
They're all gone.
James in an RV, Chris on a 36 motor yacht, Justin Guatemala sitting in rehab, and then three guys that you didn't even get their names because they were so bad.
But the guy that we're keeping is...
John is in an explosives bunker.
If you are listening to the show in a wackier location than an explosives factory or explosives... What is it?
An explosives bunker, he called it.
Bunker with 5,000 pounds of dynamite. Call it 877-365-3636. We'll do one more round of this. Where are you listening to win the trip to Vegas, everybody?
This is the Don and Mike Show.
WKK.
This is the Don and Mike Show.
Okay, I get it. You're joking. Well, I've got a sense of humor. I laugh at Tony Danza. Of course, if you aren't joking, I feel bad and I apologize. I laugh at Tony Danza.
I laugh at Tony Danza. I laugh at Tony Danza.
All right, that's it.
The Don and Mike Show.
Are they strong? Listen, bud. They've got radioactive blood. Don Geronimo and Mike O'Mara.
All right. Where are you listening? Now, we're giving away a great prize today. Trip to Las Vegas. I guess in theory you could come out. If the trip is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what does it say? It's 2-night, 3-day. That would be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That would mean you come out and see us do the show.
Cool. Absolutely, and we urge all our people in Las Vegas to come out and say hi.
Yeah, right. We'll find out where we're going to be inside Mandalay Bay, but we're doing the show next week from Vegas. Here's your chance to join us and go to the fight. We just need to know, where the hell are you?
And I would tell our people...
where the heck are you?
I would tell our people in Reno, and maybe even if they want to come down and see us.
Where the HE double toothpicks are you? Where the HE double hockey sticks are you?
I'll say it out loud, Don. When we do our broadcast from Las Vegas,
yes,
you live in Sacramento, you want to take a road trip, come on down and see us. It's nice.
Can we isolate that?
I'd like to see it. I'd love to see it. Rob says.
And who are you?
I'm Mike.
Mike who?
Mike O'Mara.
So will you say it louder, please?
Mike O'Mara.
Thank you, Mike.
Right.
Where are you? Rob, we don't really have time for
restate it. I'm Mike O'Mara, and...
I'm Mike O'Mara, and I'd like to see everyone join us in Las Vegas from Sacramento.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. We have less editing to do now.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you. Where are you listening to the show? Hello, Don and Mike Show.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hi, who's this, and where are you listening?
This is Gavin, and I, believe it or not, I'm at the intersection of Lee and Old Dominion counting cars. This is my job.
You're counting now? Oh, you're one of those dudes on the side of the road with a vest?
I don't get a vest. I get to sit in my little white marshmallow of a car with a mechanical clicker and count cars that go by.
Gavin, do you know anybody named Johnny or Jerry?
I do know a Jerry.
All right, that's going way back.
What about Johnny?
I know a Johnny, but not the count cars.
Wouldn't be familiar with a parakeet named Golden?
No, sir.
Well, you sound like a friend of Johnny and Jerry's. You are sitting and counting cars. Who are you counting cars for?
Daniel Consultants. It's a company run out of Columbia. But right now I'm in Arlington.
Let me think about this.
Oh, too bad. If you do that in Las Vegas, they'll throw you right out of town.
Mike, that's cars, not cards.
Never mind.
Oh.
Hello, Don and Mike.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Rocky. I'm driving an 18-wheeler up I-5 in California from Sacramento, and I've got torpedo heads suspended on bungee cords, 10,000 in each trailer.
You have torpedo heads. Now, who is it that has you driving torpedo heads?
It's good.
It's from one military base to another.
Wow.
What are the names of the military bases?
Well, I can't say either one. I've got an escort in front, an escort in back, and the flags and all that stuff.
I believe him. Yeah. I believe him because is that how you transport him with bungee cords?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, because you go across the bounce, you'd explode.
Doesn't it seem, though? I mean, you use bungee cords to hold down your bicycle on the back of your car.
No, I think they're suspended from bungee cords so they don't bounce at all. Yeah. They're actually just suspended so they don't make contact with anything.
So you are driving a truck that contains warheads.
Yeah, 10,000 in each trailer. 10,000 pounds.
They're not nuclear warheads, are they?
Oh, geez, I hope not.
All right, they're warheads, and there are how many cops are around your truck right now?
Well, I don't have cops. I have military police. So
yeah, same difference.
In front and one behind.
One in front, one behind.
Boy, we got a battle of the ordnance here. You know?
All right, hold on a second. You're a finalist. Hold on.
That's Rocky. He's driving torpedo heads.
And Rocky, drive careful.
Yeah.
Hello, Don and Mike show.
That's great.
Hello, this is Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
How are you? I'm calling from an embalming room.
You are so very. Carrie, you're in an embalming room?
I am.
Why are you shaking your head, Mike?
Crap detector.
You don't believe him? Well, let's give him a second.
Okay.
Let's just give him a second. What is the name of the place?
It's in the Baltimore area. I don't want to give the name of the place.
Okay. What did you do today?
I embalmed 2 bodies, met with the family, and other funeral directors had services.
Can you tell me a little bit about the embalming process?
Sure. Where do you want me to start? The beginning?
What's the key ingredient in embalming fluid?
Formaldehyde.
Pretty basic.
Yeah, but you could have seen that on CSI.
Sure.
I could have, yes.
You ever do anything with anybody that was dead? You ever do anything freaky with them?
No, but that is the main question anytime you go out.
When you come home, do you smell like death?
Actually, I smell like embalming fluid. I have to shower when I get home.
Really? What kind of training does the job require?
Well, you have to go to school, but you have to do an apprenticeship at any funeral home you work at. Each state's differently, though.
He's good. If he's lying, he's good.
I know that your crap detector is pretty good. But listen, this guy's not going to win anyway. He's up against torpedoes and explosives. But I think we keep him in.
All right. What's your name? Carrie?
Carrie.
Carrie in the embalming room. So is that in the basement?
It is in the basement, yes.
Right. The science building. Hold on a second, my friend. Hello, Don and Mike show.
Yes, hello.
Hi. Who is this, and where are you listening to our show today?
My name is Angie. I'm listening to it from my car in Sacramento at the community college parking lot.
And what is so amazing about that?
I just got high, and I'm listening to the Don and Mike show, getting ready to go to class.
So
it's something Bart might do.
We want something.
Hold on. Did you say
unusual.
something Bart might do?
Yeah, Bart might be doing it.
Why are you bringing my kid into this? I mean, you're right. He might be, but why bring him into this?
Example of someone who might be doing the same thing?
Well, she might be using poor judgment because she's high.
That's right.
Are you on your way to Kicksville right now?
Yes, definitely. I think
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown.
What
Square World and blast off for
Kingsville.
What class are you going to attend, Angie?
Philosophy.
Philosophy.
You know, really, there are worse classes you could go to, huh?
Yeah.
Well, and Angie, listen, you're boring, but also, you know, how dare you? Of
course.
If my son is getting high down in college.
Just because Angie's been bitten by the cobra, no reason to bring family members into it.
Let me find out on my own.
But Mike would love to see you in Las Vegas.
You're reducing inhibitions.
Don and Mike Touche, Rob. Hello, Don and Mike show. And unless, of course, you happen to be a friend of my son's calling from his college, then please call me on the special line, on the secret line.
Sure.
Hello, Don and Mike show. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on the air. Hi.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Call me on my 800 number. 1-800. Is Bart being bad? That's like the things I've seen on TV now that drive me nuts on all the stations, where they want you to snoop on everybody. Mm-hmm. And it used to just be, if you see news happen, get out your camera and call channel whatever, XYZ, Eyewitness News.
Right.
Now it's, is there anything suspicious going on?
Right.
Call the tip line. No names will be used. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many times I've called Channel 5 and I've just said, investigate Alan line 1.
Leinwand. Spell the name for them.
Leinwand. BADNEWS.
And there would be other words that I would use, but I couldn't use them now.
Right.
I could have 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I could have started something, but I won't.
Of course.
Listen, where are you listening? Hello?
Yeah, I'm on the corner of Main Street and Cemetery Drive in the small village of Burkittsville, Maryland, a.k.a. the home of Blair Witch.
Right. Eat one right now. Open up and eat one. Hello.
He's all proud of himself, thinks he's a winner.
See where they made the Blair Witch Project.
Josh!
Josh! Eat one. Hello. Get bent. Eat one. Don and Mike. Hello. Pound sand.
Hi, Don and Mike.
Hello.
Don and Mike?
Yes. Where are you and where are you? Who are you? I'm sorry. Who are you and where are you listening?
I'm Mike Fisher from Canada. I'm just doubting that guy that said he's transporting a nuclear warhead.
He didn't say nuclear. He said they were torpedo heads.
Well, whatever it was. He said he was driving an 18-wheeler, but you got your front axle, your 2 back axles, and he said on each trailer, 18-wheeler has only 1 trailer on it.
I don't follow this guy, but let's put him on with the guy with the torpedoes. Rocky?
Rocky, we got Mike from Canada.
Hold on, Rocky.
Yes.
Rocky?
Rocky, how are you?
Oh, just doing fine.
Good. You said you got a set of trains on, right?
I have dual trailers, 2 28-foot trailers.
You're listening to Rocky.
Instead of a 53.
Okay, so the average tractor trailer, you got your steer axle, 2 drives, and on the average pup, you got 1 on the back of your pup, 1 on the front of the back pup, and the 1 up for the back of the trailer. That doesn't make an 18-wheeler like you said you drove.
I don't follow your question. I've got I've got a Kenworth tractor, and I'm pulling a 20-foot trailer, a Congear.
Isn't it great when people argue? Even when I don't really even follow what they're arguing about.
I don't either.
I think you got your trailer to have a 53.
What?
Your average 53-foot trailer is an 18-wheeler.
I'm sorry, guy from Canada. I have to rule for the USA here.
Yeah, I thought the guy from Canada was too cold.
Very weak.
I get it.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Hold on there, Rocky. Don and Mike show. Hello. Where's Mary? Mary. Hello, Mary. Mary, line 4. No. How about this? Don and Mike. Hello. Who's
Hello?
this? Yes, hello.
Hi. Am I on the air?
Yeah. Who are you?
My name's Nicole.
Hi, Nicole. Where are you listening to the show?
I am in a rental car going down 95. I'm headed towards Philly. Well, I'm headed towards New York, but I'm in Philly, having just driven from Miami with 3 dogs and a talking parrot.
You say you're headed north?
Yeah, I'm headed towards New York.
What is unusual about the fact that you're listening to the show? Is it the fact that you're with 3 dogs and a parrot?
Well, it was the reason why I'm doing the drive that I thought was kind of unusual.
Okay.
That you might appreciate.
All right, what's the reason?
What happened was I met this woman on the Clay Aiken message board, and we decided that, and sight unseen, I didn't know her. I invited her to my place in New York, and we decided to drive to Miami and Tampa to see the shows of Clay Aiken and Kelly Clarkson, and by the time it was all said and done, we had a huge blowout fight. Now I'm driving back by myself.
Oh, okay, that's pathetic on so many levels.
My God,
I can't give you a trip to Las Vegas.
What can I ask you? What's precipitated the fight?
Are you a Claymate though?
I was a Claymate, but I don't think I am anymore.
Wow. What got the fight started?
She said I was rude and self-censored, which I don't believe to be true.
I've only known you for 30 seconds, but I agree. Goodbye. Thank you for calling.
So long forever, Nicole.
Claymate. Here's Mary. I was looking for. Hi, Mary.
Hello.
Don and Mike show. Where are you listening?
I am in Sandy, Utah. I'm currently in a trailer where an 89-year-old man shot his head off, I think about 2 days ago. I'm a crime scene cleaner. I restore these scenes, and I've been here for about 5 hours, and I've got about 3 more hours to go before I'm done.
You mean
are you really like a CSI?
I'm not an investigator. I'm just a cleaner. I'm here after CSI.
Oh, so the body's gone.
Well, most of it.
Can you tell us?
Good answer.
Could you tell us what's still left?
When you have a shotgun suicide to the head, basically you just have skin, hair, brain, skull.
The man wasn't named Line One, was he? The man who took his life?
The people who paid me, no. Their name was different. This guy, is he 89 years old, line one?
Line one, yes, he's 89 years old.
Now,
It might have been him then. Did he have bad
do you do this? Do you do this all the time?
I've been doing it for about a year. Here in Utah, the business is kind of on and off. I tend to have about 3 or 4 or 5 big jobs a month.
Wow.
So you're not a CSI, but you're a CS. You're a CSC. You're a client.
I'm a CSC.
You're a CSJ. You're the CS janitor. You're the CSM, the crime scene maid.
Exactly.
And do you have to have a special contract to do that kind of work?
You have to have special training, biohazard training, bloodborne pathogen training.
Wow.
Do you get a badge?
No.
Do you get a gun?
No.
Do you at least get something that like you could whip out at somebody's front door, like a picture ID that says you work for a crime scene lab or something?
No, but when I pull up in my truck that says crime scene cleaners on the side, people kind of part ways and let me through.
I believe she's totally legit.
So do I.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. We got some voting to do. Some voting to do. Mike, I got as our finalist, and you tell me if I'm wrong, the crime scene lady.
Yeah, Mary, she's a crime scene cleaner in Utah.
Torpedo guy.
We've got Rocky. He's driving a torpedo head suspended from bungee cords in his trailer.
We got John, who's working with the dynamite.
He's in an explosives bunker somewhere near Baltimore.
And the guy Kerry, who claims he's in an embalming room.
Yes.
Those are the 4 finalists. Are we going to do the voting on the air, or you want to write it down?
Let's do it on the air.
Listen, I know it's the freshest one, but I'm a sucker for CSI. I go with the crime scene lady.
There's no way I could disagree with you. I mean, if she's telling the truth, she's cleaning up after somebody's head was blown off.
It certainly would be easy enough to research. She was calling from Salt Lake.
Well, she also had answers that were very quick and I thought very honest.
Very easy to find out if there's a Clear Channel radio manager in Salt Lake who's blown his head off recently.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Buzz, how do you vote? And you feel free to vote anyway, Buzz.
Well, missile heads are strong, but a guy's head all over a trailer, that's stronger.
Yeah,
I go with the brain bit.
Absolutely.
Rob?
The bunker.
The bunker? Rob goes with the bunker. Well, Rob
always goes with the bunker.
Rob is outvoted. Let's congratulate. What a shock. How could I even have asked you that? When I asked you that, I didn't even know how funny that was. Of course he'll take the bunker. On general principle, he'll take the bunker.
Of course he will.
Mary? Mary?
Yes.
Mary working at the crime scene, cleaning up a guy who had his head blown open.
And if she has to do that all the time, she deserves to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Now, Mary, congratulations. You won a 2-night, 3-day trip for 2 to Las Vegas.
All right.
To see the Sugar Shane Mosley fight. That's with airfare, hotel accommodations, tickets to the fight. That's another great boxing doubleheader from HBO. It's Mosley versus Wright on Saturday, March 13, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. On HBO, we'll be out there doing the show from Mandalay Bay. So you should come by and prove that you really do work cleaning up crime scenes.
Well, do you want some teeth or some skull fragments?
Hold on.
I can get you a bullet. I find those all the time.
Yeah, bring a bullet.
Okay.
We have just gone to a website.
That's evidence. You can't take that.
Crime Scene Cleaners Incorporated.
You got it.
Crime Scene Cleaners provides comprehensive, fully compliant cleaning service for law enforcement, coroners, public service agencies, and the United States of America.
Man, I will tell you, Mary, you must have seen it. You must have a very strong stomach.
Homicide, suicide, accidental death, police vehicle cleaning, decontamination, blood and body fluid disposal.
Wow.
You do it all.
Wow, you do.
You're a tough lady, Mary.
You look
Well,
anything...
I don't eat meat, and I attribute that to this job.
Wow.
You look anything like Mark Helgenberger?
No.
How about the other girl on that show? What's her name?
Georgia Fox.
Georgia
Fox.
Emily.
Or how about Miami?
Yeah, Emily Proctor.
Proctor.
You look like Emily Proctor?
I don't know who Emily Proctor is.
She's a gorgeous
Probably not, though.
Beautiful blonde.
No, definitely not.
Okay, well, you're doing great work there, I think. Somebody's got to
sure.
do it. Mm-hmm.
Well,
pray for death, as we say.
Pray for death. Wow.
Funny motto.
We got to meet you.
Pray for death. Mary, enjoy your trip to Las Vegas.
Well, I'll I'll bring you guys some T-shirts with our
Please
logo.
do.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
Please do. That's
All right,
great.
well, thank you.
Thank you for listening to the show in Salt Lake. And for all of the other guys that didn't get through, that didn't get the finals.
Yes.
It would be Rocky, the torpedo guy, right?
Yeah, John, Rocky Torpedo, John in the explosive bunker, Carrie in the embalming room.
They've all got the Curb Your Enthusiasm prize back. I'm pretty sure this comes with the DVD box set of the Larry David Show, Curb Your Enthusiasm from HBO. And everybody also gets the Sopranos prize pack, including the Tony Soprano robe, Hell Hath No Fury, Like the Family. That's the Sopranos. Sunday night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, only on HBO. And we thank everybody. That's how you play Where Are You Listening?
That's a new leader. I mean, that's a big one.
That's a good one.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown.
Right.
Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville.
Here we go.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I mean, cool because we watch CSI. I mean, I know it's gross and everything.
Well, it's gross, but I also respect her. Somebody's got to do that job.
Right? Imagine that. After Grissom and all the rest get through, Hogan, you're in there with the...
You just get the grunt work.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, yeah, we figured out...
peel the body up off the floor.
We figured out who did this crime. Clean up that brain stain over there, and where his kidneys and his intestines exploded. Clean that up, darling.
I do think I know which member of CSI she looks like. Who? The one-legged scientist.
God. The coroner.
Stay tuned for news and comments
Hold on a
coming
second.
up on the Don and Mike
Well,
Show.
you should hold on. Right, but you should have heard this.
In a world where owning a radio was strictly forbidden,
Stay tuned.
one man found a way to bring good news to his people.
Buzz.
Me. He made it up.
Buzz, what is your lead story on the news and comments tonight?
The latest indecency proposal, 25 cents a word.
Oh,
God.
This is too great.
Wow.
I mean, this is what's happening.
Sure.
We've tried to do the show and have fun, but, when we get to the news part,
right,
it's all about this censorship that's happening.
Sure.
There's breaking news as well.
Oh, my.
So stick around for that.
Okay, you are such a tease, Buzz. Stay tuned. That was very
professional.
This is the Don and Mike Show. This is the Don and Mike Show.
What's the word from Planet Crackpot?
The Don and Mike Show.
Doing an adequate job. Don and Mike.
Thanks. Time for Buzz's News now. Buzz Girdley brought to you by Viramax. Sexual pleasure performance enhancer.
Someone called for a doctor?
Doctor developed clinically tested Viramax works. Get it right at GNC on the retailers. Try it today. Viramax 1-888 try VMAX now. Here's Buzz Girdley. Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Don and Mike. Every time you say a swear word, drop a quarter into the coffee can. That's one way to describe one senator's plan to fight the so-called indecency on radio and TV.
Good heavens, no.
Yes. That's a good idea. So, in essence, what this guy is saying is, when the Janet Jackson thing got on TV,
right?
What you do is you estimate the number of viewers. And then you say, if there's 200 million viewers, well, it's 25 cents for each person.
For each viewer.
Georgia Democrat Zell Miller says the fine should be 25 cents per listener or viewer. In the case of the Janet Jackson incident, that would have cost CBS $22.5 million.
That's a good plan. 25 cents for everything you do bad.
Right.
Wow. Per person.
Quoting Zell, this is a tough bill. It's meant to be. And Miller wants the fine money to go to President Bush's faith-based initiatives programs. That some say blurs the constitutionally drawn line between church and state. The actual proposal meandering through Congress would raise the maximum fine to $275,000 per utterance. And now, a third radio company prepares to bow before a displeased Congress.
This is breaking news, Buzz?
No, this we have this morning. The breaking news is still to come.
Okay, because I've got the sound effect.
MS Communications.
This isn't breaking news. I just had to play it.
It was a test.
Okay.
MS Communications, a former Don and Mike employer, announced its zero-tolerance policy today. It joins Clear Channel and this company, Infinity, in that crackdown.
Buzz, when is MS Broadcasting going in front of Congress?
I believe they're due any day now. And in preparation for that, because they saw Clear Channel do it, now they're announcing a zero-tolerance policy as well.
Radio, like all media, loves an original idea.
And once again,
the parade.
Let's spotlight on, I know we've been doing this a lot today.
Right.
But Don and Mike, how do I put this delicately? I don't want to call the man a liar. I don't want to be slanderous. We don't believe him.
Right.
His name is John Hogan. He works for Clear Channel Communications. He's where the buck stops.
Sure.
I don't think he has changed his tune, but we have changed ours. We are going in a different direction.
Really?
We have heard you and your committee. We've heard the FCC. We've heard our listeners, and we've heard the American public. We're going to go in a different direction at Clear Channel Radio, and that sort of inappropriate material does not have a place on our air.
There they keep on going.
What a big liar. John Hogan is a liar. He's a liar. He's got that stuff on his stations right now as we speak. You are a big liar. God.
And now the breaking news.
Oh, hold on a second. But hold on just a second.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
I'd heard it said that the Senate probably wouldn't get to this issue this year, but today the Senate Commerce Committee said it would consider a standalone measure aimed at cracking down on indecency. Committee Chairman John McCain says he will introduce the new proposal. The bright spot, the usual disagreements between the House and the Senate. In this case, it's over whether stations that violate the policy should have their broadcast licenses revoked.
Wow. And that's what we said. This ain't going away anytime soon.
Still warming up.
Hey, you know that 3 or 4 years we were talking about a while back?
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking it's going to be longer than that.
It's going to be as long as we're on the radio.
I believe the fine should be set at whatever limit you all determine, but the timing of the FCC actions to complete the first process is more important.
Meanwhile, the guy.
How about what's going on in your throat, dude? Who is this? This Lowell Paxton. The guy from Pax TV. Again, this is the guy that's getting quoted the most in front of Congress.
Yeah, easy for him.
He wants everything to be milquetoast. Dude, I've got news for you. You already have a channel called Pax TV, which is milquetoast, which nobody wants. Here's Charlie Broyhill, who's learning to read the newspaper. Charlie, hi.
I sat through that thing twice, too. The guy underneath is John Dingle with the breathing.
Oh, so hold on a second, Charlie. The guy doing the breathing is this guy.
Whether raising the maximum penalty beyond the $275,000 per violation.
So it's that guy breathing while the Paxton guy's talking. Let's listen to the guy from Pax TV again.
I believe the fine should be set at whatever limit you all determine, but the timing of the FCC actions to complete the first process is more important.
Dingleberry. So MS
But you want to hear it when it might be the last.
So MS Broadcasting is now going in front, saying that they have zero tolerance.
They announced their zero tolerance policy today in preparation for their appearance before Congress.
It's Dingleberry. It's Dingleberry.
And moving on. This says to me that officials are still trying to shore up the child molestation case against Michael Jackson. Investigators now reveal they've seized about 100 pages of Jacko's phone records along with some more videos. The videos were seized at the home of Michael's video photographer.
And listen to this. I have new news for you. A lot of those videos were of Ken Hakuda, also known as TV's Dr. Fad.
Hi, Dr. Fad. I pressed the record button.
The videos were seized at the home of Michael's videographer, who's also produced a Jacko TV special and some gay porn. Also yesterday,
see, that's where you're tricky, Buzz.
At their annual convention, Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan declared Michael innocent and wrote the accusation off to racism.
No, he's not retarded.
He also said that the Nation of Islam has, quote, helped to save Michael Jackson millions of dollars.
That's right.
By providing him with bodyguards and business advice.
That's right.
Bye.
Right, that's who you want. Oh, and incidentally, today, Rob hit me to a website. Is it mjsource.com?
MJJ Source.
MJJ Source. SOURCE. Now, when you go to this website, the beginning of it is like a Britney Spears website.
Okay.
Where it's pictures of Michael Jackson and it's movies of him singing and dancing, and it says MJ the legend, MJ the legend. And then when you press skip intro.
Right.
Again, the website, MJJ Source, SOURCE.
Right. MJJ Source?
Now it's spelled like my name.
Michael Source.
Like without the U. .com. When you go to skip intro, on the inside, from his perspective on this website, you get Michael Jackson's story of the legal charges against him. And there are also, you click on the icons, You see pictures and resumes of his lawyers.
Right.
I mean, it is
my favorite guy.
It is retarded.
Strange.
It is retarded.
A strange world in which we live.
And keeps getting stranger.
Buzz, you're going to like this.
Yeah?
How would you like the chance to tell someone to pound sand?
Oh, I'd love that.
Here you go. Hey, Timothy.
Hi, guys. How are you doing?
You're on the air.
Hey, I wanted to scoop you, Buzz.
Okay, go ahead, Tim.
According to stories I saw online this afternoon, this Marge shot has died.
Go ahead, tell him, Buzz.
Pound sand, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Buzz had that.
Old news.
We had it before the show even started.
In the opening today.
At the top of the show, and we'll pay homage again in the sports.
It's a 4-hour show, sir, and you know how much Marge shot means to us.
Quite a bit.
How dare you? I say, how dare you?
Listen to the whole show. Meantime, pound sand.
Pound sand.
And
Please
sir,
forgive me, gentlemen.
sir, we've lost former President Harry Truman.
No.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Breaking news.
Hold on, where is it? You put that away already? The breaking sound of
That's
it?
already
Breaking news. Yeah.
Breaking news.
Harry Truman is gone.
Maybe we should use Mel Gibson whenever the U.S. has to negotiate with the cantankerous French. He's finally convinced that country to put The Passion of the Christ into its theaters. The French didn't want to do that. They said it would fuel hatred against Jews. In other Passion news, the movie's now made...
Seems to me, if, I'm not a historian, but if you go back in time, seems to me that the French really didn't have a problem with how the Jews were treated back in the day, right? Wasn't it pretty much, hey, Hitler, come on in?
They felt they could defeat a movie.
Yes. Hi, this is Wolfram Jurecek from Germany.
Hi.
Never forget the Don and Mike show.
Thank you, Wolfram.
The movie's now made over $125 million in its first 5 days in the U.S., breaking all kinds of records. And analysts say they see no signs yet that ticket sales will drop off anytime soon. They watch the patterns of ticket sales.
I hear it's the Finding Nemo of 2004.
The audience for this year's Oscars, meanwhile, was up nearly a third over last year, with the best ratings it's had in 4 years. Nearly 44 million people watched the Oscars this year. But
I say that's crystal.
Still doesn't compare to the Super Bowl's 90 million.
It's all Billy all the time. Mike, you heard the tapes yesterday.
He's a genius.
The preparation,
hours, thousands of jokes,
the quarterback, the
Oscar,
the fastball, the
playbook.
computer.
Who will win?
Secret signals to Rob Reiner. Now this headline,
fastball.
Yeah,
that's for Rob Reiner.
Because you were so scary funny.
This headline was all over this morning because we love the irony. Dick Clark sued for age discrimination.
That is funny.
76-year-old is suing Clark's production company, saying his 74-year-old boss called him too old for a new job. The new jobs were filled by two people, ages 27 and 30. Ralph Andrews, who produces TV game shows for Clark, including Liars Club and Celebrity Sweepstakes, says the discrimination humiliated him. Quoting Ralph, "If Dick's not too old, then why am I?"
Hey, man, I can't think of a tighter lawsuit.
Yeah.
Here's something. Well, maybe Dick Clark's face is tighter than a lawsuit. We went to IMDb and Dick Clark. Funny enough name. I don't know.
74.
I don't have to explain to you why it's funny.
No.
Right.
Richard Clark, his real name.
Right.
His middle name?
What?
Wagstaff. I'm not kidding.
Dick Wagstaff Clark.
I ask you not.
Wow.
Wagstaff?
Think about that.
Buzz, I am thinking about it.
Yeah.
Wagstaff.
Wow.
Hey, Wagstaff!
Wagstaff, get up to my office immediately.
You know what that's like? That's like... Wait a minute. Your last name is Fokker, and your first name is Gay?
Yeah.
And it's like, hold on.
Yeah.
Your first name is Dick,
Right?
and your middle name is Wagstaff?
Wagstaff?
Get me Wagstaff.
Wagstaff, it's time for another facelift.
Buzz, time out.
Yes.
Time out on Dick Wagstaff Clark. What's next?
Coming up, the recent story of what may be my favorite TV prank of all time.
Oh, see, now Buzz is endorsing the next story.
That's terrific.
A TV prank.
This is good. You'll like it.
I like that. Like a blooper?
Yeah, well, better than that even.
Better than that.
I'll tell both of you. Better run it by Wagstaff.
This is the Don and Mike Show. This is the Don and Mike Show.
Gosh, I hate to interrupt. It's all been so incredibly fascinating and entertaining and instructive. Really, the time has just flown by.
The Don and Mike Show.
They love to get festive. Don and Mike.
Buzz, 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 buzz. The buzz, buzz, the doo-doo, buzz, the boo-boo-boo, the ba-ba-ba.
Man, I love this song.
Hi, Buzz.
Hi, Don and Mike. Well, here it is, my favorite TV prank. In the Carolinas, Time Warner Cable runs a 24-hour local news TV channel. And last Thursday night, a snowstorm prompted the station to fire up its automated bottom-of-the-screen ticker for school and business closings.
Gotcha.
Someone had hacked into that computer with the following announcements: that a store selling a certain sex toy would be open, that a chicken restaurant that sounds like a sex act would operate on limited hours, that the Brigham Young Daycare Center would be closed.
Hey, get it? That used to be a Michael Jackson show.
The contact on that one, though, was R. Kelly. And the crawl said that Two-Tone Incorporated would be closed and to call Jenny at 867-5309 for details. Big Brother has been yanked off Arab television, but not because it's bad TV. The Arab network was flooded with complaints that the show violated Islamic traditions, even though it featured a prayer room and separate quarters for the men and women contestants.
Look at that. Look at that girl on the hidden camera. Where is her veil? I don't understand. This is a horrible show. Big Brother.
And the offended audience didn't just send emails. 1,000 of them stormed the network for a protest rally.
For those of you that might wonder what we were just doing, we were attempting to ululate.
Hold on, let me try it.
Is it uvulate or uvulate?
Uvulate. Go ahead. I think it's... Okay, everybody, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. After that, Arab lawmakers got involved and shut down Big Brother.
Here's George Michael.
Yeah, there he is.
He's a big Arab.
I'm on Arab Big Brother.
Here's what's indecent. A Business Week article saying that pompous pundit Bill O'Reilly generates $60 million a year.
Okay, this is not a true statement. I don't care how many books or mats or mugs or T-shirts this guy tries to schlep on people.
They're including the money he makes for Fox TV and Infinity Broadcasting. So they're not saying that he makes all this money for himself. They're saying he generates this much money for himself and for publishers and networks.
But still, I don't believe that he's enough of a cottage industry.
They say he is.
That beyond his TV show and radio show, which incidentally I just find to be insufferably boring and intolerably unwatchable and unlistenable.
Mm-hmm. It's a drag.
But understand, he got into this business to right wrongs.
That's right.
I did.
That's right. Who's looking out for you, Don?
It's not about the money.
I know, Rob. The name of the new book is something like Temptation, isn't it? Like Deliver Us from Temptation, or it's something like it, because I used to hear him say on his radio show to people all the time, hey, that's why I'm looking out for you, which incidentally is the name of my new fake newsman book. Right. And now he keeps saying something like, I got a signed copy of Temptation for you.
Yeah, so he can use the buzzword to sell his books.
Right.
So it's the broadcasting along with the money
I'm sorry, you're depressing me.
Oh, I'm sorry. The money he makes for himself through his shows, books, coffee mugs, T-shirts, doormats, and the like. Right. Experts say O'Reilly's shameless self-promotion has a lot to do with his success. The magazine also reveals that although O'Reilly claims to write his own scripts, he employs a staff of 25 people in his 3 corporations.
Now, hold on. Think about that. I've watched the TV show. I've heard the radio show is on in the building when I come to work. 25 employees
workers for Bill O'Reilly. That he employs.
Writers?
Employees. I don't know what they each do.
And not one of them reads the newspaper.
The article.
I'm sorry. Charlie, I'm sorry it was there and I just took a swing at it.
The article says O'Reilly's future plans include writing a no-spin book for kids.
Mike and I have only 16 writers on our show.
That's all. And
the Gags Gang.
And they're overworked.
Yes.
Quoting Bill, where I am now is where I should be.
Oh, yeah, and make it sound like a calling from God.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Doesn't the guy just understand? Well, he's going to have to find out the hard way. Mm-hmm. He is the current flavor of the month, going off the Rush Limbaugh flavor of the month.
Right.
Rush Limbaugh, though, got back because of his the OxyContin. He got back, but
in a year or two, Bill O'Reilly is going to have some battle with prescription drugs.
Yeah, because eventually he's going to be known as the fake newsman who was on Inside Edition.
Right.
I mean, and I got sucked into his Fox show. I watch his Fox show once in a while. I think he's a good broadcaster. I think just like Rush Limbaugh, though, it's just an act.
Good comment.
Sure.
When will he have to fake blindness?
Right, because Rush already did the deaf thing.
Is the camera over here?
A website that watches out for these things says AOL is forcing unrequested software into its customers' computers. The spyware newsletter says both AOL's Internet software and its instant messenger force the installation of Viewpoint Media Player. It says the software is not optional and, if removed, gets reinstalled automatically the next time you load AOL. The website says the media player...
Hold on, Charlie just came
This is his new book, Those Who Trespass.
Thank you, Charlie.
Those Who Trespass.
So it's not temptation, it's trespass. And I'll hear him say a lot... Thanks, Charlie. A lot of times I'll hear him say on the show, that's a good idea. You don't want to trespass there. Speaking of which, you got a copy of my brand new book. And incidentally, this guy... The books come out faster than John Grisham.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much thought could really be put into these Bill O'Reilly books?
It's ranting, is what it is.
He's putting them out. And God, how come we can't put out crap like that? We can. No, we can't.
We just need a staff of 25.
No, listen, here's the deal. I was talking with somebody today about some radio guy I was talking to the radio guy about a feature on the Today Show.
Uh-huh.
And the feature on the Today Show was, a guy calls me up and says, turn on Channel 4 right now. Look at this. It's a guy in Fargo, North Dakota. And he's the liberal Rush Limbaugh.
Okay.
So he's doing a liberal show.
Okay.
He's big and fat like Rush Limbaugh. To me, he sounds just like him.
Wow.
It was the same type. This is not what we want in this country. We want the Democrats to have their say. Anyway, the guy called me up and said, look at this. This is some schmuck in North Dakota who's on national TV.
Right.
They're talking about how they're planning on syndicating his show. They're hoping that they get 6 stations that will run his show. The guy said, the radio guy says to me, seriously, he says, I know you've had to alter your show. Have you and Mike ever thought about being political? You could still be funny, but be political and be liberal. I said, here's the thing. In our heart of hearts, we might believe that, or we might not believe that.
I've thought about that type of thing.
It's the biggest sellout in the world.
It's a sellout, and you know what? To me, to do a true show about politics, if you cared about it, would be to be open-minded. And to listen to, you know what I mean?
Right.
The guys that make their political, there's no dialogue. It's just punditry. It's just spewing out, this is, I'm right, you're wrong. And I don't believe in that.
It's as much of a crutch as it is for Howard to have naked girls on his show. I think one thing's been proven over the last couple of weeks. Regardless if he wants to or not, Howard's going to have naked girls on his show. He's going to talk about how he wants to sleep with them. And I think it's also become absolutely apparent. Howard cannot do a show at this point without having naked girls or without basing everything on sex. That's cool. Same thing with these guys. Bill O'Reilly can't do a show unless he's screaming about Ludacris, which is the guy that he screams about every day.
It's every day.
Rush Limbaugh.
Same thing every single day. Every day.
Rush Limbaugh can't do a show unless he's yelling about the Democrats. And now there's another guy, and this is what my radio friend was saying to me. Listen, if you guys are in hot water because of the stuff you're doing, why don't you go and try to be the liberal? I said, I would rather put a gun in my mouth.
Hey, I think we've already made our change.
Yeah.
And I think everybody knows we've already done it. We've made the change that we need to.
And quite nicely.
And we said it. You said it when we were going to do it. We've done it, folks. This is the show. This is it. I think it's just fine.
And now that we've made the change, it's time to ask, what does John Kerry really bring to the table? Is Edwards qualified to be the vice president? Howard Dean. What about the online? I mean, God, stop it! No, please, never. I'd rather watch Joe's 1967 movie about pot.
Me too.
Will you get high?
Well, the spyware letter news site website says that the media player, the Viewpoint Media Player from AOL, contains the spyware that sends information about you over the internet without your permission.
There you go.
The article says AOL's Instant Messenger also installs a game program called Wild Tangent, which it describes as adware.
AOL is creepy like that. I use MSN an awful lot because when I go on AOL, too many people know my screen name.
Right.
I mean, and they're friends. I'm not talking about these are people that I like. But what I don't like is when I'm on checking my mail or whatever, and they're not even on my buddy list.
Right.
But all of a sudden I'll get an instant message from somebody, and you have to reply because it's somebody you know.
Right.
But the creepy factor is that for whatever reason, and I guess I can't blame AOL. I should blame the creepy people that I consider creepy who sit around at all hours of the day or night and wait for someone they know to sign on, and then
Look who's online. I think I'll send him a message. There he is!
Send out the creepy message. I don't know if that's how the instant messaging works on MSN or not, but Buzz, let me just get all this wrapped up because I'm taking your time. I know AOL is spying on me. I know it.
Good. It's good you know that.
I know they're spying on me, and go ahead, spy on me. I don't go to those sites anymore.
Good for you, Don.
Go ahead and spy on me.
In sports, former Cincinnati Reds owner Marge Schott is dead. The 75-year-old was admitted to a hospital last month.
Good heavens, no.
Breathing problems, yes. And her family recently announced her condition had worsened and that she'd been placed
I don't want to hear this.
Life support.
I don't want to hear this.
Okay.
No.
Good heavens, no.
And finally, Marge wasn't the only one to suffer from a lung affliction. In Joplin, Missouri, a factory worker is suing the plant where he worked for the lung disease he says he got from breathing the powdered artificial butter flavoring it makes for microwave popcorn.
Oh, God. Dear. Oh, dear.
Incredible! But from India comes a bizarre report about a woman who developed a lung infection and after inhaling a condom. Under the new decency guidelines, you'll have to figure out how that happened. I'm Buzz Burbank on the Don and Mike Show.
Good ending. Was it through her mouth?
You'll just have to figure that out.
Sorry. I'm so dumb.
Oh, I am you.
Okay, I am me. And see, Buzz, I don't mind it from you.
All right.
Well, you know, I guess
Maybe
I do.
a little.
I guess it is.
Yeah, it is creepy.
That's it. We got to go. We'll see you tomorrow.
creepy.
We'll see you tomorrow with the new episode. Good day to you, sir.
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 And you.
This is delicious crab dip.
All it needs is some vinegar.
That's all.
It would taste fantastic. Well, as always, friends, all my very best. So long, suckers.
So when Sammy Davis Jr. saying, be kind, be nice, and I hope the next performer has the pleasure of having as nice an audience as you've been tonight. And let me leave you swinging.